Rolling plains of golden wheat and gray grass stretch to a darkened horizon in every direction. The lone feature in the sky is a single, massive purple vortex of clouds stretching over the entirety of the land. Amid the flecks of ash perpetually drifting down, several large droplets of silvery gold dew begin to fall, with veins of gold light pulsing through them as they grow larger and larger. The now gigantic droplets strike the ground, exploding in a flash of golden light. Where each one lands, the soul of a dead hero remains. Welcome, everybody, to the Black Ballad. Welcome to Casters and Castles. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'm your game master today. Joining me, we have an absolutely fantastic cast consisting of Becca Godsey, Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. During this adventure through the afterlife, we're going to be showcasing the Black Ballad, which is a metal ballad-inspired adventure path it takes place entirely in the afterlife. It answers the question, what happens after rocks fall and everyone dies? It is a saga of high highs and low lows, of dark, dramatic metal moments. It's got fantastic art. We're going to delve right into the middle of it. It is live right now on BackerKit. If you do !Black Ballad, if you're watching live, you can see the link. Or if you're watching in the future, you can look under the description. You'll see the link right there. Let's go ahead and get started by introducing our cast as each of them drops from this purple vortex in the sky and appears in a flash in the midst of this wheat field. Let's hear from the player first and then the character, starting with Becca.
Hello, Becca Godsey, dropping in from D20 Deathmatch, which you'll typically find on a Sunday evening. But this evening, playing Sevilla, a very lavender-tinted tiefling. 4 horns emerge from her head, rocky in nature, and long maroon hair pulled back with wisp falling down onto her face. You kind of see her land in this ground, collapsed, picking herself up, covered in this armored robe. Clearly, she's an adventurer who's been through a number of battles, scuffs and scrapes, bruises, scars, all along her arms, her elbows, her neck, everywhere. And on her waist, tied to her belt, is an amulet, bright red in nature. She looks at it. Ah, crap! Are you kidding me? And a third crack up along the amulet appears again. This is the third time! And she'll kind of throw it down into the ground and then realize, oh, I need this, damn it. And she'll go to pick it back up, tying it around her waist. Rearranging her hair, she stands quite tall at 6 feet and 5 inches in height. I don't know what that is in metric. Sorry, American terms. So, but she stands once again, holding her mace, wondering, where did I end up this time?
Not too far away in that very same field, having recently fallen from the purple vortex in the sky, we find our friend Crowan.
Hello, I'm Crowan. Know me obviously from the Wednesday IOTH Academy game, but do some casting stuff, TFT primarily. But excited to be here playing my half-elf bard named Kieran, a half-elf with tan skin and long, flowing, platinum-colored hair, although at this moment it is up in a kind of loose bun, but with strands that fall at the sides of his face, running about towards his chin. Several ear piercings, earrings, rings on, several bracelets, and a 3-layered necklace with a little silver playing card at the bottom, a tiny little D6 die in the middle, and a little raven on the top one. His light gray eyes, wearing a pretty tight-fitting half-lace black shirt, ornate purple cloak. Looks a bit stunned and disoriented at the moment as he's like, oh dear, did I? No, surely not. This. Okay, even if so, surely I won't be here for long. And he's looking around, kind of trying to assess the situation as he has a set of playing cards in his hand. He's like absentmindedly like shuffling and playing with as he's surveying the situation.
As he susses out the situation, speaking of sus, in that exact same field, we turn over to Leg Day.
Howdy, I'm Leg Day from the Wednesday game of IOTH Academy and also occasionally caster for Overwatch esports. And today I'm going to be playing a little demonic thing that appears to be falling from the sky outside of the golden light that bathes the souls as they descend. This one is spreading out a seemingly billowing cloud of recently fired ash and a pair of wings trailing behind as they would as the air rushes past them, and also a pair of lanterns that appear to be descending alongside him. The crumpled form that eventually is left in the field certainly has a proud posture. Appears to be a tiefling of some sort in a dark burgundy color with some striking long white hair. But it is a somewhat frail body. He appears to be a little bit older, likely 50s, maybe even late 50s, early 60s, flanked by a pair of seemingly well-maintained and at the same time very personalized pistols with carvings in each of them and clad in a duster robe as well. Quite reminiscent of a cowboy from our own earthen world, but most certainly a bit more fantastical as a tiefling.
Last but not least, although there are golden droplets falling from that purple vortex all across these golden fields, these four have landed in close proximity to each other. Lemon Kiwi, who's the last of our heroes?
Hi, I'm Lemon. I do a lot of casting with Leg Day in esports, and you guys might remember me from IELTH Academy, which happens on Wednesdays. I'll play a very familiar character if you watch IELTH Academy. So, opening her eyes is Garnet Tosaka, who is going to be much younger than everyone here, at about 15 or maybe 16 years old. I forgot. But standing at a very normal teenage height of probably 5'5", 5'6", in that area. Long blonde hair with braids to the side. She has kind of this burnt yellow or kind of orangey eyes, very human-like in nature. She has a school uniform on, but it's to the academy she used to go to that's been kind of weathered and torn from the situation that happened. And she's very confused. And the first thing she just says, looking around, is it done? Where am I? And this is not the first time she has, quote, died, but there's usually a return back to the mortal world on the occasions that it did happen. So it hasn't really quite clicked in yet that this is what true death is like. She's very confused because she was in the middle of doing something and now ended up here.
Hopefully, she won't remain confused for too long. A humanoid figure heads in your direction. Wading through the waist-high grass at a deliberate yet relaxed pace. As it draws near, you see an animated skeleton wearing a wide-brim hat, a long overcoat, and carrying a walking stick of tan, gnarled wood. He waves cordially to each and every one of you. Let's go ahead and meet your friendly guide.
Oh. Yeah, that's friendly. Yeah.
Super friendly.
I love that smile. Charming.
Right?
I also miss seeing a few teeth.
Relatable. Greetings, fellow dead folks, and welcome to the Sunless Crossing. The name's Johann Marrow. Yes, as in bone marrow, and no, the irony is not lost on me. Let's begin addressing the 800-pound gargoyle in the room that is your life and death. So, first off, you died. You are dead. Deceased. Your soul hath shuffled off the mortal coil. Go ahead, just take a moment. Let that settle in.
Ah! Sevilla just kind of lets out this very sarcastic look, her eyes pointed yellow, and her sharp cheekbones giving off that same kind of edge of her personality.
Godless monarchs, it's you again.
Oh, come on! I'm sure you miss me! How many times has it been? I'm confirmed 3, right?
It feels like
5?
a lot more than that.
Great.
But look, the job's the job. You're here too. So, look, let's be honest. Not everybody is as frequent as you at this. So maybe give them a moment for this to settle. It's kind of a big deal.
Congratulations, everyone.
I drank way too much last night. This is...
1-7 hells are you? Darwin looks over at the gargantuan tiefling woman. Mine hell?
I'm sorry, what?
What are you?
What do you mean, what am I? I'm the same as you. Just prettier by the looks of it, and she'll kind of
Only-
scoff towards you.
I agree with that one.
He goes to like point at the tiefling and then like looks at me and I'm like, good God.
I'm sorry. Have you never looked into a mirror? And she'll hold up the back of the amulet, which is silver but has enough of a shine that it's a reflective surface.
Garnet jumps at the mirror and just starts to slap it away. Sorry. Oh, no.
What's wrong with
Okay.
her?
Is this like a big secret? He doesn't even know that he's got horns at this point? Hello?
God.
Oh, God. Great. Baby tiefling here.
Hey,
Bells,
I'll just
bells.
show you all the ways. Call me master and I'll help guide you through all of this. Actually, don't. That will cost you too much. And it looks like you've got nothing on you.
My
Judging
only
by
master
the-
is Jesus, ma'am.
Excuse me, who?
Yeah.
Jesus?
Oh, we haven't
Lord.
had one from there for a while. Okay, look, this
Lord? There's a lot of lords in this area. Most of them serve kings. What king are you under?
Oh, we don't have a king no more.
Oh, great. Well, now uncivilized. Got it. Great. And she'll pull out a small little wine sack and take a sip of it and hand it over to our wonderful bard. You look like you could use a drink too.
I was just about to. Thank you. Yeah, we're on the same page, but they
Yeah.
look a little lost. I mean, I'm lost, admittedly, but I don't want to admit it. You know, everything's fine here, I'm sure.
Mr. Marrow said, have you guys died before?
Are y'all being is this real? Are you guys being serious?
Yep, you're dead.
Surely not.
Did
No,
I eat the wrong dirt?
There's no way this is real. I'm gonna wake up soon, had a really long night, a bad night. I'm gonna take a big swig of this, take several gulps of it, hands it back. And it's like,
Yeah, you can
No.
throw me a few coins later for that.
I might take you up on that. I might not, though.
You probably will. Yeah, thanks.
We'll see. We'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But there's another bridge right now that needs crossing, it seems.
Excuse
Yes.
me, which way's Arkansas?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, look, I think of the lot of you, this one right here is probably going to have the most difficult time. This happens with certain prime worlds, but it's okay. I've got a lot of training in this. You are dead, and no, you're not in hell. Congratulations.
How do we
You're
go
not in
back?
hell.
Well, it's a positive.
Yeah, we've all gone back, right? Where's the door?
Door. Door. You hear that? She thinks there's a door here. Yeah, okay, princess. We'll
Oh,
just
you'll let
walk our
doors
way
get
through.
through?
That's all it takes. Yeah,
I've walked
that's
out
why
of
we...
situations like this before. How do we get out?
Oh, okay, get that. She's not been dead. You've only been dead, like the light dead. That's not the same. No.
Lowercase d.
Yeah, lowercase d. It's okay. Little one. You know, people pay me all the time to guide them through. So if you look like you might have like some scholarship dollars sticking around.
Hey,
Little one,
come on.
I could buy you and your whole family's fucking house.
Ooh.
How do I get out of here? Give me some of that. Tries to take the swig from Crowan's. I'm not old enough for this, but
Snatches
there's
it
no
away.
rules, right? No, give me. And starts jumping.
And hearing
forward.
that you have a lot of money, Sevilla will slide a lot closer to you. So, how can I help you out?
Kieran immediately does the same as well. Just like on either side, just like, money.
Right now, listen. If you get me out of here, I promise you all the wealth in the world.
Darwin looks
Bronca?
onto this scene, which appears to be a small schoolgirl flanked by a massive devilish lady and a charming elven man. I'm pretty sure I read a fable about this.
I wouldn't take anything for free. Maybe at some point we can gamble for it. And it would be a little fun without a price to pay, perhaps.
he'll
wouldn't
be a
recommend
gamble.
that.
I'm a sure thing, okay, sugar? Just follow me. We'll get you out. Which way is the way out again?
I'm pretty sure one of you is not supposed to try and corrupt the innocent girl.
Oh, I've had enough corruption in my day. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. And it's Arkansas.
What?
Where is Anakra from
You know
here,
this
Mr.
place.
Skeleton? Anakra?
Anakra. I haven't had one. Okay, look. if you're here, like I said, you are dead. This is not the afterlife. This is a way station between where you were and where you're going. Some of you might end up going back. That it doesn't go from here to there, though. It has to go from there to here. Somebody's got to pull you back and take you home. So there is no leaving unless you're ready to leave your mortal life entirely behind, which it sounds like you may need some work for that first. So this is the Sunless Crossing, overseen by the godless monarchy, the city of Nox Valar. There are gateways there to nearly every single afterlife. Ultimately, that's where you're headed. Your final destination awaits, but it is going to involve walking. Yes, actually, you can walk your way out of this one. Kind of.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
This
The
guy
Mormons
raises
end
his
up
hand.
here. I
There
got
was that
Betsy to go
whole
back
deal
home.
with the golden plates thing that happened, but I mean, we've had the one or two on occasion. I'll be honest, we don't get a lot from your home. Very few of them make the trip back, if you know what I mean. It's usually one way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've only had one of them come back.
Oh, there was this
That's
guy
nice to know.
Lazarus.
Can't say I've heard of him.
Look, it doesn't matter. I'm here to help out. Free of charge, miss.
Don't believe him. Plus,
These-
he smells bad.
He looks down at his like duster, his wide hat, his completely fleshless.
I mean, he's dead. It's kind of to be expected, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I haven't
Not
had
us,
any.
no.
Okay, you know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's
Just take us to where we need to be, or I'll have you lose a few more teeth already.
Oi!
See, that's how you get things done.
Okay.
Ah. Clink, clink, clink. So, we're going to journey across the Ashen Fields, either until somebody from where you're from resurrects you, in which case you'll forget everything that happened here and you can go back to your lives, or until you resolve any lingering personal issues you've got with your life and death, which, from the sounds of it, could take a while.
That sounds far too troubling. Do we have to do all that?
Well, we're walking one way or another, so you can either wait here or we can wait over at the junction. They've got amber mead there. They've got some delicious pomegranate ale. Trust me, come along with me.
Excuse me, sir. One more time. You met a man named Jesus?
Can't say I have.
Zalar?
That
Who?
one. No, big fan of the whole roundy thing. No, we don't usually get gods here. All right. This is more of a mortal situation. There's a reason it's ruled by the godless monarchy. There hasn't been a god here since the place was set up in the ancient times. They've got their own system going on. This is a purely mortal arrangement, all right?
Someone's messing about, trying to put his hat on with the new horns. Falls off the back of the head.
Oh, come on, are you kidding me? And she'll take out her dagger and stab 2 holes into your hat and stuff it back onto your head. That's how you wear it.
Johann grabs his own hat, like mournfully.
Thank you, terrifying she-devil.
I have a name. Say Via. Say it with me. Say
Say,
Via. Oh my god.
Leah.
Okay, everyone all together. I want
Say
ready.
Via.
Say.
Okay.
Say.
Okay,
Say.
well, the worst. Via.
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 Say Via.
Say Via.
Savia.
This is the worst thing ever. I hate this. Please, can we start walking?
I think this was a 10 out of 10 performance. Good job, you all. We'll pick it back up after we keep walking a bit.
Now we know who has low standards of the group.
Excuse me, with that outfit. Whew, I don't know if you should be talking.
And she'll pull her dagger out. Say that again to my face.
I don't know if you should be talking with that outfit of yours. And gets like real close to the dagger.
And
If she offers you an apple, don't take it.
What are you? I am not a whatever you think I am. Good grief. And you, this is top notch. This is top adventurers material from Ashaka herself. No other clerics get to wear outfits like this. So don't you start laughing at me. Don't.
Oh, I can just hear the pour from here. It's fine. Let's just go. Let's walk. Let's walk. This one's the one with money, you know. You were very interested in it, I suppose, for a good reason.
This is none of your business. And
Mr.
she'll
Marrow.
squish.
This is the afterlife except US dollars.
Oh,
What's a US?
don't worry about that. Currency, not a big deal. Yeah, there's the whole coins on the ice thing to pay the ferryman. Not a problem. Don't worry about it.
Leans over to Darwin while they were arguing. Are they gonna kiss?
Maybe. Darwin seems incredibly confused.
I'm taking notes.
Oh, it's gonna be a long walk. All right, everybody, come on. Ashfall's a little bit heavy for this time of year, but we should get going. There's a lot. I can tell already. There's a lot of ground to cover. And he starts gently at a leisurely pace, walking through the golden wheat fields with the ash following down, beckoning for you to follow.
Well, let's get this over with. Come on, pretty girl. This is how we get our way out.
So I'm pretty? And she follows
Don't fall for her
along with
temptations.
She just wants
She
your
looks
money.
up.
Yes.
Mommy?
Come here, small one. Take you under my wing.
Roll up.
Would you like to sit on my shoulder?
I love this campaign.
to offer, actually, since that maybe would feel more prestigious for you, I will offer that you could climb up and I will carry you if you would like.
She's very excited about this. She's never been held by anyone. Depression. Just
Kinda
shove it
sad.
into her arm.
Kind of pushing everyone else out of the way because they're trash to her. She will carry you high up so you can see above the wheat field.
Kieran turns to Darwin and is just like, can you imagine the audacity of that one?
Which one?
Honestly, good question. Both of them.
Darwin shrugs over and just starts walking behind. He's a bit slower paced, being older and definitely not as tall as the gargantuan she devil as he's come to regard Severus. I'm pretty sure this is a test of some kind.
I'm sure I'll wake up sooner and later, but I'll go along with it. It seems a bit fun for now.
You're any good with that deck of cards.
Very.
Don't touch the
Would you like
cards.
to gamble?
Don't
Why
touch
not?
the cards.
You
What?
heard her. She
You
said,
were
don't touch
scared.
the card.
I
It's a
died the one
mirror.
time. I died.
What
That
do
was
you
one of the.
know?
Oh, that sounds like a story right there.
I pulled
Very
a
true.
card and there was a skull and I died.
Ooh, like this one. And Kieran will pull a card and the skull will appear on the card. Like this?
I don't have hearts on them.
I guess you can't die twice.
Well.
Here.
I mean,
Can you die here, sir? I would have.
I wouldn't be worried about that. The godless monarchs and the gargoyles, most populous folks around here, by the way. You will see one eventually, so just be polite. They're perfectly friendly. But yeah, we're covered. We've got people keeping us safe the entire time. Don't worry about it.
Where are they at if they're supposed to have us covered?
Well, they don't need to have you covered right now. There's no threat at the moment. You're perfectly safe out here in the...
Yeah, that's what you tell us. Don't believe him. It's trash.
He crouches and delicately wipes a bit of ash that's accumulated on the thistles of a nearby bush. Holds his skeletal hand up and watches the ash blow away. He looks upwind and points. A powerful wind sweeps across the fields, kicking up an ocean of gray ash. The wind seems to shift its trajectory, curving left, and then left again, and again until the wind is swirling around and around. More and more ash is sucked in, and the very shadows of the foliage seem to stretch and contort, lending their darkness to the whirlwind. The ash and shadow mingle together, and a moment later, a raging tornado of darkness looms over the prairie. More pillars of swirling darkness can be seen all across the prairie, Johann turns back and shouts, "Run!" as the dark swirling
She-Devil, what did you
whirlwinds.
do?
I didn't do this! And she'll try to run right past you, pushing you back.
She holds on to your hair and she's like,
Hold on to the horns, it's easier!
oh, okay. I wasn't sure that was polite.
Okay!
He takes off at a sprint and points with his staff towards a thicket of trees with red and gold flowers. They look like they're about a mile away. If any of you have a means to get us into those trees quicker, or conjure some kind of shelter, now's the time to do it. As the whirlwind gets nearer, you can almost make out countless ghastly faces swirling within the darkness, as well as hear faint wailing moans within the din of the roaring winds.
Oh, hell no.
Right, faster, faster. Savia's just going to book it. And actually, we'll actually try to trip Darwin.
Well, that would be an opposed athletics check versus either an
What?
acrobatics or athletics check on your part, good sir.
Be an acrobatics for
Good thing
me.
I'm known for my athletics.
Wait, why do I have like a permanent advantage? How do I?
Oh, it's in the cog on Roll20. You can turn that on and off. Well, in any case, we take the first roll, so you narrowly avoid being tripped. Somehow, your newfound wings and such don't mess you up.
Damn she-devil!
It's not a bit, Severa. You don't have to outrun your...
It's fine! If somebody else dies, then it's not us, or whatever it is.
Kieran steps up next to Darwin. It's like, that was a bit rude. Do you need a hand? And like offers, as he has a deck of cards, kind of spreads them out in his hand, but like offers for you to like place your hand on top of his.
Looks over towards Severa's like, yes. And grabs the hand.
As soon as he goes to grab it, Kieran just like throws the whole deck of cards like towards the direction that we're running towards, and with that the cards all like kind of dissipate and kind of they'll like zoom forward and then dissipate a little bit as we'll cast Dimension Door, and assuming Darwin is willing, we'll then through the path where the cards lay out teleport forward. How far does it go? 300 feet? I don't know. A long way. 500 feet?
Plus 1 XP, yeah. It's a good distance, like a 10th of a mile, an 11th of a mile.
And as soon as we appear at the end of the spell, Kieran will turn around towards wait, what was her name again? Oh fuck, I forgot.
Severa.
Savia!
Severa.
Vera.
Savia. I haven't written it down.
As long as it starts with an S, I'll get that you're talking about me.
Turn to Severa and just have a little bow.
Sevilla.
Just a little bow and then turn and keep heading that direction.
Are you kidding me? It's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'd like to cast guidance as she holds on to my horns. I'll make sure that you're taken care of.
I feel so guided.
Roll an acrobatics check to stay on top and avoid falling off. Plus 1d4 for the guidance.
Oh,
It's not going well. I feel so guided.
I'm so guided to the floor.
I imagine there's this moment of like closing your eyes and just feeling safe and taken care of. And
being lifted into it. Are you kidding me? Can I try to grab her and just drag her through the wheat field now at this point?
yes, the whirlwinds are moving ridiculously fast. One of them is bearing down towards you. As Crowan and Leg Day teleport in a flash of cards ahead, the whirlwind that's coming towards you is moving that fast, 500 feet in a round. Whoa. You easily just outpaced it, but it is slamming down towards Johann, Sevilla, and Garnet. What do you do?
So we're looking like we're gonna beat it, or we're not looking like we're gonna?
No, it moves its move speed is 500.
Oh, so it's slow. Got it. Cool.
You're looking pretty switched on right now.
You have 1 round to take some sort of action, otherwise you're going to come it's not going to run you over, but it's going to come close to you. Which is bad.
Does it look like it's targeting us, or is it just moving in a direction?
It's just moving. There's a lot of them and they're all scattering all over, and this particular one is just bearing down right towards you.
Is this actually the wind, or is this a being within it?
Do perception, maybe arcana?
Let's go perception.
Okay.
Come on, please be good. 12?
12. You can see faces screaming within. That's all you get out of that.
I'd like to try. I'd like to use command on it. It only technically impacts a creature, but I'd like to try it anyway. And I would just kind of standing over Garnet, holding out my mace in one hand, my dagger in the other, even though I cannot dual wield for the sake of this character, but for the looks of it alone. And I would just like to scream at the top of my lungs facing this. Stop!
Garnet, what, if anything, are you doing?
I'm looking in horror. What the fuck is going on? Like, this is so wild.
All right, well, I'm going to need both of the two of you to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
Cool,
The
so that
one
didn't
fucking
work.
save I'm not good at. It's going
10,
so
congratulations. A 17. All right, so the 17 clears it as you yell at it to stop, and the 15-year-old is just dragged beneath you through the grain. Oh, you know what's even better? It says prone characters have disadvantage on this save, so you should have had disadvantage anyways. You are swept off your feet into the air. You're not like pulled directly into it, but you are now spiraling through the air, being carried by this supernatural whirlwind.
Do
Everybody,
I still have my equipment ish?
maybe some of it. You didn't arrive with all of it. What are you asking about?
My ring of featherfall might
It seems to be gone.
Oh, no, that was my trump card. All right.
All right.
Oh.
Everybody gets one round before Garnet gets mulched into nothingness, or, you know, something else could happen. And the tornado is going to keep moving straight towards, it's in a straight path towards that grove right now, which means that it is bearing down on the rest of our heroes.
Is it carrying Garnet as it moves?
Yeah, she's being swept up with it. We're going to roll at the start of her turn to see if she stays airborne or not.
Darwin looks over towards Kieran and then, like, flexes his shoulder blades, and the wings are like, these look like they'd work.
Only one way to find out.
I never flew before. Can I roll, like, an intelligence check to see if I
Yeah,
can
go
figure
for it.
out?
Go for it. I mean, intelligence or dexterity would be muscle memory. Oh, 19. Yeah, those nerve endings work. They are functional.
This just feels right. I'm coming, Missy. And he launched himself towards the tornado, trying to
Okay.
meet the tornado and catch the airborne girl.
But I was trying to get you out. Okay, by all means.
All right. Because you're heading directly towards it, roll a dexterity saving throw, please. 18. Somehow, even though you've literally never flown before and you're dealing with a supernatural psychic storm, you are able to ride the wind with your lanterns floating around you, trailing little points of light around this dark funnel upon the horizon. And it looks really, really cool. All right. Kieran, what are you doing?
Kieran just lets out a big sigh. I tried my best, but some people just don't want to be saved. Oh dear. And as casually as possible, no idea if this will actually work or not, but casts freedom of movement on himself and just casually starts walking towards the grove, hoping that when this thing bears down upon him, the freedom of movement will not carry him away.
Can you drop freedom of movement in chat if it's on your character sheet?
Yes, there we go.
Wow.
Okay,
That's
so your
awesome.
speed
Yeah,
can't be
right there.
reduced, you can't be restrained, you can't be paralyzed, and you ignore difficult terrain. All right, roll dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
You are free to get yeeted into the air.
We tried.
There are no strings on me.
Oh.
We'll take
Oh.
we'll take the first. It's a dirty 20, and you are able to just casually stroll. Your cards get blown up in the air. Your hand comes up and like catches all of them before they go anywhere. Puts them right back. And again, you look extremely cool.
Nice. That's the goal.
Sevilla, you are still in the throes of this wind, unless you have some way to like outrun it to get away from it. Its radius is about 60 feet, so it's still going to pass you by this time. If you have a way to dodge out of it or whatever else you want to do.
Turns out clerics don't have a lot of dodging moves.
It's true.
That's not written into their sheets at all. So
It's not in the sacred texts.
yeah. Okay. I'm going to try one more thing. I would like to try calm emotions. You describe this as a tornado of individuals, of almost tormented souls. And so in the middle of this wheat field with everything rampaging around, her hair once again wild and flying all over this place, her tail whipping in the wind, she tries much differently this time. The command not working, but almost softly. Rest. A very opposite tone of her voice as I try to calm emotions. And this one does impact a whole group.
Huh.
Calm emotions is an attempt to suppress strong emotions of a group of people.
Here's what we're going to do with this one. I'm going to have you roll either a proficient charisma or wisdom check. Because this isn't a creature, so it doesn't make saving throws. So I'm going to have you do like a reverse saving throw to see if you're able, because it doesn't say this should work, but this should work. It makes sense that this would work.
I love that. Oh man, why did I roll a 2? I had a +10. I thought this is a guarantee. Never let the dice lead your story.
I think I could do something here with that.
What do you got? What do you got?
There are things that I could do. Okay, it should be. No, maybe I can't actually. I lied.
Thank you for getting my hopes up and then crushing them. I appreciate that. That stings even more than the lack of help.
It was the intent.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. Does the intent help me reroll? It doesn't, does it?
No, not quite.
All
Not quite.
right.
When dice don't care for your intents.
Don't forget you can tweak the music volume if you need to.
Okay, I lied about lying actually because I'm dumb. And is Sevilla within 30 feet of me?
No, because you teleported way the hell ahead.
That's true. All right, lied about lying, and carry on.
Okay.
So sick.
Am I calmed emotions while I'm flying now? Am I just like, oh, okay, cool. This is
Get
flying.
therapy,
Wow.
kid.
When you get there. When you get there.
If you'd like, sure.
Okay, so as you unleash your power to try to soothe this, the darkness reacts to you, reaching out, leeching like little tendrils of smoke as they whirl around you, meeting your test of power with their own. And you hear voices, swirling ash and pain faces, a chorus of wailing voices washes over you.
None of them ever wanted you. You never were good enough for them. Mediocre at best. You were letting her down.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Holy shit, that hurts. My feelings take
I
some.
know.
Roll for emotional damage.
Oh, emotional damage.
Well,
This hurts so much to my core.
you take 13 points of emotional damage.
I feel it. It definitely does. And I will say, Via, just hearing that, it feels as if she's been stabbed in her soul itself, and she will collapse to that ground. Even though it's only 13 points, it hurts so much more.
Cool.
You
Well,
got say la vie.
you're now prone, which means you have disadvantage on your subsequent dexterity save. Go ahead and make that with disadvantage for me,
Are you
please.
kidding me? I should have done that first.
No, this is dramatic. You're like standing against this tide, trying to hold it back. And let's see. Did I let somebody say with the 17 last time? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm not going to have you get hurled into the air. You managed to just like cling to the ground.
in my sadness, my nails dig into that dirt and I have become rooted.
Okay. Which takes us now to Garnet. Garnet, roll 1d6, please.
Okay.
2. All right. You remain in the air, going higher and higher and higher.
Wait, how far up am I?
Well, when you land, you're going to take 3d6 damage instead of 2d6. Every time you go higher up in the air, that number goes up. If a bold flying tiefling can pluck you out of the air, we'll deal with that when we can. Now I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Yes.
If I could load my character sheet.
That'd be great.
Roll 20 is being a little sussy baka right now. Here it is. Dex.
Amogus.
A wisdom.
Wisdom, please. Wisdom. 11.
Oh, fuck.
Now what are they all going to do without you? He's going to find them. You weren't strong enough. All those people that you killed her, you killed him, and it didn't matter because you were never, ever good enough. She should have lived.
So calmed emotion, right? Wait, does calm emotion give me advantage?
Advantage? Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead and roll again. You still hear the voices, but, you know, been there, done that.
On that? You, that's floating
Don't care.
Okay, Johan, meanwhile, is just absolutely running for his life, holding on to his hat. Oh, yeah! And now he's flying up into the air as well, along with everybody else. Round 3 of this storm. I'm going to give each of you one chance to act. Let's go ahead and start out with Darwin, who's flying directly towards the tornado. As you get closer and closer, I am going to call for a dexterity saving throw to fight back. I would allow strength, because you're not trying to dodge it. You're trying to just, like, outpower
Right,
it.
yeah.
Dex or strength, your call.
Let's go with a dex. Ooh.
Yeah,
We're all
that,
popping off.
I know, right? That's going to be you getting swept up, and now, like, you're... Oh, it looks so cool when you took off and you flew straight towards it, and now you're getting whirled around in the air.
I'm bad at this!
You can still take an action while floating around in the air if you have any.
I tried to reach out and grab Garnet if they are within range.
Yeah, let's do acrobatics or an unarmed attack, whichever makes more sense for you. Or athletics, any of those.
Nope. The dice say no.
Garnet, you can use your reaction to make a dexterity saving throw to try to grab on.
Right.
12.
12.
Nope, your fingers brush past each other and then you're parted. And as that happens, the same susurrus of voices washes over you, Darwin. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
With advantage because of calm emotions.
Yes.
Also, I have a passive perception of 19. Can I see anything more than Becca's character did?
You can see that Becca needs to make a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on the spell because of emotional damage. And if that fails, you get a 15 instead of a 29.
Who ratted me out? Come on.
Me, I thought of it. Teacher, do we have homework?
All right. Let's just roll a d20. Or constitution check. Oh, mother poopers. Okay.
Congratulations. Convolutions.
Excellent campaign, everyone.
Yeah, that was nice knowing
Thanks.
you all.
Be sure to check out the Black Ballad. Good night, everybody. All right.
You could never change. You could never feed them. There's too much blood on your hands. Blood and silver. 30 pieces of silver. Burn. Burn.
And that'll be 11 points of psychic damage. Kieran, what are you up to?
I don't think Kieran has anything to really get out of this, but it's gonna kind of try to just ride it out and wait to the ideas like Dimension Door afterwards. That's to not like fall super hard, but it's kind of just riding it out for now.
Okay, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. 19.
Cool. Dodged. Dodgers in the chat. As you manage to stay at the outskirts. Okay, Sevilla, what are you're prone, you're managing to hold on to the ground, the voices are still washing over you. Before I unload terrible things upon you, what would you like to do?
Cry. Is that a free action?
Crying is always a free action.
Okay, she cries beautifully. It's an absolute mess, and you would just, if you could, paint a picture of this. Because she doesn't cry often.
The devil's despair.
And then you should all weep. So,
Devil may cry.
Oh.
the devil does cry, as it turns out, and loudly. As she continues, it becomes a whole wailing sound of sorts. Okay. Cool. Since that was done, I would like to roll. I would like to just give myself guidance.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast guidance on myself as I fear all of this. And she's terrified. So I'm not just a coward. To tell this story that hurt really hard, and she's shaken to her bones, and you see her as her fingers are dug into this ground as she pushes them further, almost as if she wishes she could just bury herself in this ground here. She tries to reassure by casting a little guidance. You can make this through. You have to get through this.
And just
Is
as
calm emotions off now?
Yes.
Yep.
Now that she's no longer calm, she's trying to, snap to Savia. Savia, please! Help! This isn't fun anymore all of a sudden!
How do I get off this ride?
And
Ride
she tries
never
to
ends.
shoot some arrow of dusks her direction. Not like at her body, but just around her to kind of like, hey, I'm over here! And they're 120-foot range, so...
You can pull that
Not-
off.
So I'm just... Savia, please!
Sevilla, make a dexterity saving throw to continue holding on to the ground.
Okay. As a bonus action, can I throw, I don't know, against an attack, can I throw her at least Sanctuary?
That would be a... Is it a bonus action to cast Sanctuary?
It
Yes.
is.
Yeah, then I will allow that.
Okay. I
And
will
you're gonna
throw
put
her at least
on
Sanctuary.
Garnet?
Yes, on Garnet, since
Okay.
she calls out to me.
Great, that's the last thing you do before getting pulled into the air by the force of the vortex.
Cool.
Roll another wisdom saving throw for me, please.
What does your sanctuary do if you could post it too?
Sure.
I forgot.
I'll get you covered. So that is a 16 on that wisdom saving throw.
You've been holding her back this entire time. Maybe you shouldn't even come back. Maybe this is the last time. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe they're all better off without you.
That can't be true. It can't be true.
Well, 14 points of psychic damage is true.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
Garnet, the force of the sanctuary bubble wraps around you, helping to shut out the voices that were swarming around. But I still need you to roll a d6 since it's the start of your turn.
Am I looking like I'm landing on the ground anytime soon?
Yes.
Sweet.
The tornado slams you into the ground. You take 3d...
As I'm going towards the ground, I will be holding a Misty Step, or will be Misty Stepping as I'm within a certain landable range, and will Misty Step to the ground. To the ground.
Okay, conservation of momentum does not kick in, and so just as you're about to get slammed in, you whoosh. And fortunately for all of you, the winds continue on their way. Who else is hurled into the air? Two of you are still up in the air right now. So for one of you who doesn't have any wings, do you have any means of safe landing?
Who?
Grabbing me, maybe. I didn't get much verticality off that. I didn't have a dice roll for gaining altitude.
Can I try to latch on?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the tiefling.
I hope this is okay with you.
It doesn't matter.
It sounds like you just volunteered.
Ooh,
Dirty
Congratulations.
20!
You successfully grabbed on. Now, that means that Darwin needs to roll dexterity saving throw with disadvantage because it is much harder to fly, especially when you're new, when you're carrying somebody.
Uh-oh.
Okay, both of you slam into the ground, and because you are the chivalrous type, you are going to take all the damage. Oh my god, 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh no. And Sevilla's
Am I the
only...
chivalrous type?
Are you? Would you try to take the hit for the she-devil or no?
Not for a she-devil.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll just go ahead and do 3d6 each. That's much easier. You both take 11 points of damage.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to railroad you.
Choice. You get off of him, I'd like to step on his head to shove it further into the ground. That's just for flavor.
Okay.
Eat
I'm
dirt.
not good at this.
You're a terrible tiefling.
And gradually, bit by
Fuck the
bit,
tiefling.
You are! Shove his face back down again.
the patches of ground where the whirlwinds last stood are coated in thick clumps of gray ash. However, for miles in every direction, the fields surrounding you have been swept clean.
Where'd Johan go?
A couple seconds later, bonk. The result is a truly majestic sea of wheat and grass that looks to have been smelted from gold ore. Johan pulls himself up together, cricking some of his bones back into place, scrapes around in the dirt for his hat, puts it on, twists his skull back into the correct direction. Oh, the beauty almost makes it you forget the horror that made it possible, huh?
Yeah, how could we possibly forget?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Do it
I've
over
seen
there.
A couple of tornadoes before, but that was such a disgusting personality.
Ugh.
Yeah, we shouldn't be getting, this part of the crossing shouldn't be getting shadow twisters this time of the season. Something's off.
Oh, lucky us. It's tourist season.
If
You're the only
something's
one
off-
here who counts as a tourist, all right? The rest of them, try not to spoil the experience. There's a lot of processing still to be done. Assume we don't get processed ourselves.
No,
Hey.
no, please spoil it. I'd like to know what's going on.
Yeah, I got a question. Can she try to pull Johan over to the side?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I remember anything? I know I've been here before. The amulet indicates I've been here before. 3 cracks, 3 deaths. Why don't I know this place?
It's part of the whole deal.
What's the deal? What do
Well-
they wipe your memory?
Uh-huh. Not if you, now, if you pass on, right? If you make your way all the way to Nox Valar and you get over your,
Yeah,
Well-
you go, "God, I'm dead. I'm ready to go for the full deep dive."
yeah, then you
right?
get to, then you take everything with you. But when you go back to the mortal world, most of the time, it doesn't stick around. It's part of the resurrection.
Can I just, and she's going to have pull out a small sticky note. It's actually adorable. It's the shape of a red panda. Go figure. And she'll write "You've been here before. Don't listen to Johan. Avoid the tornadoes." And she's going to stick it on top of his hat. Just save that for me next time. Okay.
Yes, that is a thing I will definitely do. All right. Absolutely.
I've done this before, haven't I?
Uh-huh. He pulls out 2 other sticky notes.
God, why did you give this to me at the beginning? God!
Just,
Can
I'm
I kick
hoping.
his shins?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hoping at one point some of this is going to stick. All right.
What
Let's
is-
go.
You know, you're the one who told me the process doesn't stick. You think it's gonna actually stick? I'm some sort of special child? As we all heard, the tornado share with everyone. Obviously, I'm not.
Well,
It's fine. It's fine. She's gonna pull her hair back and look like, we can go now, everyone.
Darwin's moved over to Garnet to see if she's okay. Rather
Just-
than
Is leaned over, as finished throwing up when you've walked over, and stands up and looks over at Saviu, who's been yelling, and looks at Darwin. I've never met a woman more loud than I am. This is I'm not sure if this is good or not. I hate it here.
we're all encountering a lot of new things here. You sure you're
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Well, wait, Savia, you said that you've gone back, runs over, brings Darwin, so you know, how to get out of things like this?
Darwin is reluctantly dragged towards Sylvia.
Come Come on. Of course I know. Of course I know. Just stick with me and we'll get you through. I've been through this plenty of times before. You know, they call me a guide back where I'm from. I take people through this all the time. I'm like insurance. If you happen to go on a very dangerous adventure where you might get killed, bring me along and I'll make sure you get back. I have no idea where Harry and Larry are.
As Kieran's walking over, can you like insight check that?
Go for it.
Becca, you can say you fail or you can roll deception. It's your call.
14.
Yeah.
You have enough understanding that this is bullshit, but you just don't know how much bullshit. Like, maybe she has sold people on this insurance, but she clearly does not know, like, that this is a guarantee.
Fair. Kieran kind of strolling over to the bunch now, I guess having been a little bit away, to say, she's lying, you know?
Kieran was trying to call BS on my insurance, death insurance scam, but that may or may not be a scam. Have I made money from it? Yes.
Scam.
Have I resurrected anyone? Perhaps.
Maybe. You know, I protect my clients' information, so I cannot share their identities to confirm.
But did you rest? That's a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, well, sorry. Private info.
Technically, you are a healthcare professional.
Yes.
Kieran's ended off by kind of smiling and saying, "Oh, how very generous of you. Perhaps there's a partnership in our future after all." And gives a little wink and starts walking off with Johan.
Thinking.
These could come in handy. Almost just like flapping the wings behind him as he goes, just like learning the muscles.
So like it's gonna cower behind Darwin after Kieran was talking, and he sounds a lot like this old friend that I had, who's no longer a good friend.
You can do some weird things with those cards. He's a magician or something.
You guys are pulling out mirrors and cards and all things that have killed me before, so I'm just not enjoying this experience.
Hey, did you know they've got a record in Nox Valar of every single time that you've had a close brush with death? You can even count score if you ever make it that far. See where you stand in the rankings.
There's a high score?
Oh, yeah.
Do the close brushes with death in here count too?
No, actually. Those are a lot rarer. And, well, let's just keep it to one death at a time. All right? It's just better that way, generally speaking.
And you want to take any bets on who has the highest score here? Near-death experiences?
Well, she's got a thingy that keeps
I think
track.
it's this one and points at Savia.
Yeah.
Okay,
points at
and she
Savia,
just
too.
takes a really long drink of that wineskin. No comment.
And that's how you know you're right.
Up ahead is a tight clutch of fruit-bearing trees, expanding out a mile in diameter, nestled so closely that seeing what lies behind them is nigh impossible. Pomegranates, apples, pears, and plums. As you get closer, Johan steps up and plucks a pear from a tree, takes a big bite and chews, and it just falls right through his jawbone. It's the pulp fruit, just goes all the way down. I swear I can almost taste it.
Which one of these is the forbidden fruit?
Oh, none of them. All these are up for grabs.
No, wait a second. And Savia will grab one and hand it to you. I bet this is it.
I take note of the fruit.
Would you like it?
I ain't much of an apple guy.
Terrified. Kieran? And she'll toss it towards you.
Grabs out of the air. Just tosses it towards Garnet.
I don't think we should eat anything from here, and toss it back to Savia. Hot potato style.
It's fine. It's all fine. You can eat as much as you want. You're dead.
She'll take a giant bite of that apple.
Bold.
It tastes fruit. Are you all afraid of fruit?
Yeah, the guy that looks like a skull is the one recommending it.
She has a point.
Am I still alive from eating the fruit?
Yeah, it tastes great. It's delicious. Super crisp, honey crisp apple. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'd like to look for some Granny Smith apples, actually. That's my brand.
Yeah, they're there. Sour. Surprising.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to
I
the
don't know how
Atonement
much.
Grove. What?
I just don't know how much advice on longevity I want to take from the she-devil who tried to shout a tornado into submission.
I mean,
Is
it's
that
fine.
normal?
It calmed me down. I was having fun up until she
See?
stopped.
It did something. What'd you do? Go fly around a little bit? Look like a
Yeah.
freaking kite.
She almost died.
We almost died because I
You
hooked a ride
crashed.
with you. You crash. A tiefling with wings and doesn't even know how to use them. Are you kidding me?
Oh. This one's going to take a long time. I can already tell.
Well, she's heavy. She's big.
Excuse me?
Oh,
You can't
The
say that
seven
to
Yeah, you,
women, I
you
think.
can't say that to anyone.
shrinking my
Yeah, Darwin, that was a bad call. Bad call.
Even the Karen guy.
Yeah. Hello? I'm sorry. Am I too big for you to carry?
It's okay. You're big in the best of ways. It just asks for uppies again.
I will happily. I'll give her uppies, like, easily, and I'll look back and be like, better man than you, apparently.
Talk to me or my daughter ever again.
Oh my god. Okay, who wants to go first?
Ladies, and she'll gesture
for
to
what?
Darwin.
Yeah, you're new here, right? So, beyond these trees lies a pond. You walk up to the edge of that pond and look down, you'll see, you might expect, your reflection. It's not just your reflection. We call it the unsullied visage. I can't force any of you to go in there. What I can tell you is, if there's something unresolved, any business you have left unfinished, any issue you need to address within yourself from your life, it'd be wise to go in there. It could be a difficult conversation, but a critical part of your journey. I've seen plenty of dead folks skip the grove only to wander the ashen fields aimlessly and without purpose until their psyche fractures and they become corrupted. Two of the trees shift and bend apart, revealing a narrow path. He leans down to pick up a pomegranate and sits on the ground, leaning up against a tree trunk, pulls it open, and begins squishing the seeds inside between his teeth one by one.
So
And
You
So
know, you're a
there's-
pretty good juice maker. You realize that, right?
Yeah, alternate career path. I'll keep that in mind.
Can I take my wine sack and, like, hand it to him, like, expecting him to, like, put it at the base of his throat?
You hand it to him? Oh, thanks.
Just no! Fill it up! Fill it up!
He just hands it back to you.
God, now it's empty, I assume. Kidding me? I only brought one.
We'll re up at the junction. Get you some pomegranate ale. You'll be fine.
Promises.
So, therapy lake?
Yeah.
Do we go one at a time, or is this a group therapy?
All
Got
right.
it.
It should be one at a time. Like I said, I can't make any of you go there, but you can talk to them. They'll talk back to you.
You know, child, you look pretty traumatized. Maybe you should go first.
You're the one who's an
Man.
alcoholic. Shouldn't you sort that out first before you fall over and die? Bet your liver is
This one
shriveled.
brought a wineskin into wherever we are, but I'm the alcoholic?
Didn't you show up drunk? Or end up here drunk?
It was a party, okay? You'll figure it out when you get
It's
older.
a
It's
Thursday. It was a
expected.
Thursday, right?
Where you came from, yes.
It was not the Thursday where I was from, that's for sure.
It's a Monday for you.
It was a Monday, 9 a.m., you know?
Yeah,
Everyone's drunk.
Not even night. Like, here we are.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere, I guess.
Day drinking death.
I think the adults in the room should show how it's done.
All right, fine. Let the big lady go first. And she'll again side-eye Darwin.
If she
But-
if she bursts into flames while atoning, then I'll have
Then
got
we
something
don't
right.
do it. Then we don't
Yeah.
do it.
Thanks for the vote of confidence from you all. Kieran, you
water
got
right
any last
there.
wine since we're partners now?
Oh, are we? I thought it was like a potential thing. I don't know if I wanted to lock it in yet. Yeah, we'll see how your atonement goes. If all goes well, then it's bonus points for you, you know?
I just wanted a sip of wine before I have to go in for this.
Well, you handed your, wineskin to... You knew it was going to happen, surely. I mean, that's kind of on you.
Fine, fine. And
Good
she'll,
luck.
thanks, march in. It'll be fine, Garnet.
So
Have fun.
when a she-devil atones, do they talk to Lucifer or Jesus?
Just themselves. But with all the bullshit cut away. You know, this is the first time she's actually gone in for this. I'm impressed. Maybe there is character growth after all.
Really?
Yeah, last couple of times she just was trying to get people to, hey, you don't have to do this if you'll pay me a little side money. It was a whole scam. But no, this is
Scam?
hopeful. This is hopeful.
Wait,
I'm
she
paying
got
her
out
for
every time
nothing?
then anyway?
You don't need to pay for anything here. You're dead.
I'll bear that in mind.
Was she? It's just watching Octavia and what she's up to and taking notes.
All right.
It's not gonna be like.
Beyond the ring of trees lies a crystal clear pond. It's the clearing about 100 feet into the center of the area.
Cat.
What? Is there another tornado?
It's my
Osmo.
boidling.
Just a catnado.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's just this beautiful pool right there.
Not being surrounded by others for a moment, Savia will actually let down her guard. She's normally quite stiff and upright, and in this moment, you see her exhale as if she's been holding her breath for a century, and her shoulders droop down and her tail just drags behind her. And she'll kneel down by the pool, just down on one knee, and dip one claw in.
As the ripples spread across the surface, looking down, expecting to see yourself, it's not what you see. Instead, you see the last few moments of your death. As it truly happened, no lies, no deception, the real story of it. What is in the pond reflecting back up at you?
At first, it's hard to see. It's deep, dark into a cave. And as it zooms in further, there's this faint amethyst light that comes from it. And you find yourself in a cave surrounded with these beautiful gems all around. But of course, with any amethyst around in a cave, you'll find the being that guards them. Foolishly, you can hear screams of individuals thinking in a moment of bravery that they've got a creature penned far back into this rocky hole. Two male voices yelling, Harry, Larry, as I so brilliantly called them at the beginning, and now I'm regretting how stupid their names sound now. Both wielding swords, shields in hand, as they've backed this gigantic amethyst dragon into a corner, thinking that they've won, their faces looking brave, and in the back, Savia, providing that support, healing them. And you can tell she's given everything to give these young men all the bit of energy they have in that moment. For what it's worth, seeing the scars marked around into the dirt, the claws that have driven through all of these gems, broken them, shattered them, you would think that they would be torn to pieces, but for some reason, they're still standing. And in those moments, as she continues to cast spell after spell, giving every ounce of her energy, that last moment, she says a few more words, casting that final thing and realizing she has nothing left to give. And in one final moment, that dragon sees it, just connects and looks at her, seeing that the actual shield is down. That the true fight is now over. Takes a moment to breathe in and unleashes a blast. straight to Sevilla. And in a moment of just exhaustion, she collapses on her knees, welcoming this fiery end.
And as that passes, as you see the pain, the relief, the emptiness passing over, the reflection ripples again, and now it is you looking back up at yourself. But this version of yourself has no biases, no false pretenses, no self-delusion.
She looks small. So much smaller. The circles under her eyes dig deep, and she looks like she's aged 50 years. Her arms thin and frail and terrified. And she just looks back, this small, weak creature with open eyes, wanting to be seen, wanting to be picked. Sevilla doesn't like that reflection, and she'll splash her hand through it, breaking it. That was awful. Kind of hideous trap that they've laid here for us. Is there anything else for me here? Or is that it?
The only person who might respond here would be your own reflection. And if they have something to say, feel free to say it.
Through the ripples, you can still see those eyes. Everything else seems to be a blur in that moment, but those eyes somehow seem steady, bright yellow, glowing in this very calm, ethereal pond. I see you. I want to be you. And it's uncomfortable yet again. Sevilla immediately puts her guard back up, throws whatever she can find, a rock, pebbles, dirt into the pond, disgusted with what she's seen. Well, that seems like enough. And she'll wipe any sense of tears. You'll see her back straighten once again, pulling her hair now tighter, even still, behind her head. Okay. And she'll march right back out.
And after what doesn't seem like that long, the rest of you see Sevilla returning down the path.
See, it was easy. No burning flames, no scars on my body that are new. Go on in. Who wants to be next?
Can we insight check what can we tell after if she wants to share?
You can try.
Okay. Oh, well, there we go.
All right. So a 13 and 9 will not do. She's at least put on this facade many times before that the two of you have no clue. You look at her like, yep, she's fine. Seems good enough. But with that nat 20, this might seem very real. You've seen, or maybe even yourself, you've had to put on a number of masks before for other people. Of when you, not even just for them, really even not at all for them, but for yourself, that you put on that mask for yourself. So that way when you see your reflection in anything, it still looks fine. And you know what that is. You know how that feels.
She looks up to Sevilla in a very concerned but sense of relating to what, and trying to not reveal like her concern, and is brushing off everyone's reactions, but is very much has looked up to a lot of women in her life that have had to put on that tough mask and have suffered, and knows what herself is like trying to uphold that for others. So is not going to ask any questions and rather just step up to go next and try to be inspired by that strength. And we'll just kind of like tap Savia on the shoulder and smile and say, well, if it's that easy, then the ladies will show how it's done. And we'll kind of shakily walk over. She says that in a confident way, but not in a 20 out of 20 confidence.
The
I'm
path
not worried
leads.
for her. Think she'll be okay?
There's some stuff going on with that little girl.
There's no monsters in there. She'll come out fine. She seems
Well.
stronger anyway than what you can realize.
You've experienced it, so sure.
If she needs help, we're here.
Walks over and is kind of scared of looking at the reflection, but is fine and just hesitates for a second and peers over to look.
And you are confronted by the memory of your own death. Do you want to narrate this, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I think the scene will start with kind of this featureless room. It's got kind of these runes written in blood all over the walls and very badly handwriting. Garnet is standing in the middle of the room. She's got bags under her eyes. She hasn't been sleeping, or she's been crying a lot, or maybe both. There's ruffled feathers on the floor. And Garnet's 5th year uniform is kind of torn in a few places, like there's been kind of resistance, but not much of it, at least not, it didn't last long. And kind of high winds can be heard if there is sound, being pulled into the room from the shattered window that is the only window of the study room that Garnet's comfortable in. And also nails dragging across the floorboards as the Academy's sage, Gelgeis, is being pulled into a void rift located in the middle of the room from the sphere of annihilation that she accidentally created in her early years. And in the corner of the room is Garnet's mentor, Master Elnow, kind of horrified, angry, concerned, like a bunch of emotions. And in the middle of this, all these runes kind of glowing, Garnet is in the middle of a very intense ritual. And a magic tether is shot through the roof and away. It's not actually sending anything, but rather drawing something into the room. Something that I think the people in the room were not expecting to have happen. And in one hand, Garnet is holding a legendary artifact, Ioth's staff, which is drawing in the dawn magic that is coming through on that magic tether caused by the ritual. And shadow magic is now being created as a byproduct between the void magic that from the book in her other hand, dawn and void collapsing into shadow as she tries to control, shakily, but is successfully controlling the shadow magic. And while she needs a second to do that, the dawn magic is being redirected into the staff as she's having this cycle of magic and she's absorbing it and she's growing in power. And she smiles because she's doing this successfully, and everyone told her she always couldn't and was never capable. And no one really believed in her, but she believed in herself, maybe more than she should have. And she peers over to her mentor for a reaction. Not sure if looking for an approval, but just to meet eyes with her. And when she does, Elnow is trying to control the sphere of annihilation in the middle of the room. But she can't really figure out why. Was it to save Gelgeis the sage, who was almost half eaten up by the sphere, everyone in horror? Or was she trying to stop her? So Elnow is looking weak as she fails to control the sphere. And now the sphere of annihilation, which, as the name says, is annihilating everything in its path, pulling things in. As Elnow fails to control the sphere starts to move towards her, Master Elnow, Garnet's old mentor. And for a second, as Garnet sees this happening, she gasps. All of this that she's been doing, all the things, all the costs, all the suffering she's been through was to protect others. She's been justifying it, rationalizing it. And for a moment, when she sees Elnow in danger of being evaporated by the sphere, she stops concentrating on the ritual, which has been in the middle of it, very intense. And as she stops concentrating on the ritual, the shadow magic that's been this byproduct that she's been trying to control, while a level 6 spellcaster doing something way out of her field, the shadow magic starts to accumulate in the Book of Seosh in her one hand. The dawn magic has reached its cap in the Staff of Ioth. And it's reached its capacity. There's this crack that forms in the staff, and then another, as the dawn magic is being encompassed in the staff, and then eventually the staff breaks, unleashing this soundless, bright explosion that is initially encompassed by the dome that surrounds the academy, until the dome shatters and consumes miles and miles of land around the academy. And Ioth Academy ceases to exist, and only a hole remains in the earth that was there. And that is the last moment she remembers, is a bright light consuming the room and everyone gone.
And as that light fades away, your reflection is looking back at you. But a clear-headed version that operates under none of your self-deceptions, biases, none of the lies that you tell yourself. Does she look like you?
No, she looks much more rested and at peace than the current version.
Mm. That reflection won't say anything to you unless you say something first.
Did it work as the book? What happened to the book?
She shakes her head.
What do you mean? Well, say something.
You saw it, they all died.
What?
Garnet, it didn't work. We were in over our head.
Is the academy gone? It's all my fault. I was just trying to do something good.
You can do something good for the wrong reasons. And you can do something good and it's still selfish and it still hurts people. Whatever it is that we tell ourselves, it's not always the truth, no matter how sure we feel about it.
I was doing just fine. They got in the way. They got in the way. It would have been fine if they just trusted me.
Would it though? Do you remember how much it hurt being alone for so long? For 5 years? So you were doing something that was over our head again? Every single time, people told us to wait. People told us to slow down. People told us we didn't have to do it ourselves, that it wasn't all about us, that we didn't need to be the one to pay every single price. And we kept doing it, and we kept trying to pay those prices, and they weren't just trying to save us, they were trying to save everyone around us.
Jester was right. I was gonna kill everyone and my friends.
We didn't have to.
I just wanted to protect them. I didn't care what happened to me. I'd be happy being dead if the book was dealt with, if they were fine. I ruined it.
Well, maybe this is a chance to start over. Rejoin the cycle, and
No, just send me back. I'll listen this time.
you can't go back unless somebody calls you.
No one's gonna call for me.
There are still people who love you, Garnet.
Well, they're all dead now.
No. Pevom's still out there. Mom's still out there. Dad's still out there. Everything burned, but that doesn't mean we should give up hope. We were ready to pay any price, and now we've paid it, and now it's time to make good on it.
She doesn't really like accept or kind of reject this statement. She just stands up, very sad, and slowly walks over as she tries to kind of remembers how Savia kind of took that and imagines what that would have been like for her and what kind of skeletons in her closet got brought up just now, and tries to stiffen up and fix her posture like Savia, and walks over and does a big smile, and her eyes are very red and watery. See? Easy.
Come on over. And you can see that some of the wheat has been flattened down, created into like a small seat, and Savia's collected a number of fruits for you.
Slowly eats them.
They are delicious.
Darwin? Or would you like me to go first?
I guess I'll give it a look. Wish me
Go
luck.
for it. Indeed.
Darwin, unaware of the newfound wing width, is scraping a bunch of bushes along as he walks through the slider, the thin path towards the pond.
100 feet down the trail, the reflection pool awaits. This is a beautiful, beautiful, lush place compared to where you were. Arkansas, it gets pretty green out there. You weren't in the West. All right. It's still pretty good, though. Nothing but you in the pool.
Darwin walks over to the pool. Just he kneels at the edge of it beforehand, bringing his hands together in like a classic prayer, and then slowly leans forward, expecting to see the grotesque reflection he imagines of some horned Luciferic being. But instead, the image in the pool from his passing is a beautifully orangely illuminated crucifix. It has a very homemade quality about it. It's not high-grade wood. It was evidently amateurishly made, but nailed to a wall nonetheless. And as the camera begins to recede from this crucifix, it isn't the orange light of a golden hour sun setting on some Arkansas valley. It's flickering and it's wild, and it casts long shadows. It's the flames around what appears to be a small wooden and austere chapel. And in it sits, or rather, stands one aged, ragged, ill-clothed human man, grizzly long hair and vaguely well-kept beard, and the sound is half roaring of flames and half screaming as he slams at this door, which rattles in response with chains that appears to have bound it from the outside. And as this chapel burns down with only, say, 4 pews in it, it was evidently a very small church, and with only the single man in it. Eventually, he scrambles away from the door, his arms not working like they used to. He wasn't the glorious warrior he once thought himself so many years ago. And with his hands bloodied on the palms from having hit at this door again and again, but it refusing to budge, he grasps at a floorboard underneath and slowly tears away what's a rotten board, basically bending in the hand from the poor materials that were used to construct this chapel. And he looks to the sky, wide-eyed, as he silently begs for forgiveness. As he looks under, this floorboard finds a small ornate box decorated with some fairly nice carvings. It was created very much for a reason and seemingly at great expense. He shakily puts a key to a padlock, then opens it to reveal a pair of maintained but dusty pistols. Evidently, these have been attended to now and then, but never fired. slips a magazine into each, and he stands up with a cold resolve, surrounded by the searing heat, and starts to loose shots into the door, hoping that one outside might be struck by them. And as a man who had turned away from violence and everything that he knew in life began to face down violence coming to him again, his resolve to be a better person, to be someone who would help rather than harm, is burned away in the flames as he returns to be consumed both by fire and by vengeance.
Thy prayers be answered.
The last echoing voice just as the building collapsed on him. Perhaps something he didn't remember. And then looking back up at you in the pond is your own unsullied visage, free of delusion, of any lies that you tell yourself. What does it look like?
It looks like the tiefling he is now, but flesh-colored. There are definitely these devilish elements to it. Slight, almost gaseous whiff of corruption around it. And while his eyes are standing out as bright and hopeful, the penetrating dark around them encroaches in upon that glow, trying to snuff it out with every single whiff of shadow. What else was I supposed to do?
Do you want to be a reflection or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay. Well, you could burn with blood or you could burn without it. You had to know it was coming back to get us one of these days.
He told us all that we could just forgive. Move on. Lamb was supposed to be a new start.
Well, maybe he can forgive. But there are those who can't. You put enough men 6 feet under and you can bury all those dead, but you can't bury your deeds.
Is that why I'm here?
I can't say.
Is that why I'm this?
Oh. There was a choice right there at the end to turn the other cheek or not. And, you made your choice. Your last prayer was gunpowder and lead. And every prayer is heard. Every prayer gets answered. We believe that.
I tried so hard.
Let's not lie. You did some good. You helped some folk. But when you shut the door on a man's life and you close away all those possibilities, there's nothing you can really do to erase that. You can stack on good deeds all you want, but blood is blood, and the dead are the dead. At least I thought so.
I thought so too.
Well, eyes open in this one. No lying, no fearing, no delusions. Trust your own eyes. You've always had a clear shot. But don't mess this one up, all right? Done enough wrong already. It's time to face the truth.
A man is what a man is.
Mm-hmm.
And he stands up from the pond before the reflection can reply to him. And swiftly walks away from the grove. He doesn't put on the same mask that the ladies did. He evidently looks shaken to the core, and his age very much showing now. Sir, a man who's walked a path for a long time and is now once again lost.
Come. And she'll toss you another apple.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing wrong that I have to deal with, but since you all took your turns, I'd hate to feel left out. So I'll be back soon. And Kieran strolls off towards the pool.
Just when he's out of earshot, Johan goes, "Oh boy."
And he'll walk over, feeling pretty confident. He said that phrase is kind of a half joke, but means it. He doesn't think that there's really anything that he'll have to deal with. But there's a little bit of curiosity in him, so he'll walk over towards the reflective water, kneel down, and his head cocks to the side as I guess he sees kind of images flashing of the night of his death. It was at a very grand tavern called the Prim Peacock, and there's images flashing of a huge crowd, a grand stage, images of a dozen performances. It's an absolutely beautiful night, everything looking about as perfect as it can be, and Kieran performs last. The first half of his performance, a kind of combination of lighthearted card tricks with a just spectacular magical aesthetic. There's some attendants accentuating the aesthetics with their own magic as well, but the tone shifts during the second half as he plays a harp and he's singing a very sad but meaningful song. And then another image flashing to it finishing, the crowd all clapping, standing up, bowing, and then afterwards to a rooftop balcony of the same inn. Some friends, some who were performing, others as well, all sharing drinks, laughing, trying to capture the beauty of what that night was, what it meant to them all, and trying to make the most of it. And Kieran raises his own glass and says, "To us," when as soon as the glasses strike together, something strikes Kieran in the back of his neck, as instantly everything fades around him.
Except for one thing, Kieran. One thing you couldn't possibly have seen as the light faded from your eyes, as that quick flash of pain took you to this place, took everything away from you so abruptly. There was just one last detail behind you. And it was the face of the one who wielded the blade. Who was it?
It was Kieran's best friend, one named Lucius, who they grew up performing together. Were there side by side until Kieran got opportunities that Lucius didn't and kind of left him aside as he chased the fame and the glory.
And the jealous, twisted, bitter face of Lucius ripples and fades, replaced by that of your own unsullied visage, your true, honest reflection. Do you want to be that voice, or do you want me to?
You can be the voice.
Okay.
The reflection. Kieran looks down. He's still kind of trying to process this image of like, no, he can't. How would he have known that? But the image of himself at first appears like a more perfect, more beautiful version of Kieran, as that's what he's kind of looking for. It's what he wants to see. But really, when he looks closer, it's just a half-elf, plain, medium-length brown hair. No piercings, no jewelry. Just a flat look. No half grin, as he likes to carry either. Him as if he had never started performing. But Kieran looks down. It's just like, no. How? Why?
When was the last time we thought about him? Aside from wanting him to be there to watch us perform?
Kieran like had an answer and was like, yeah, I invited him to the, and then I don't. I think about him. I want him to do well. He just didn't have the same kind of opportunities. I thought he would understand. I mean, we wanted this for each other.
It's not your fault. It's not our fault where he ended up. It's not our fault what came by his path. We didn't even put the knife in his hand. But we weren't a friend. Not for the last years, were we?
Oh, I tried.
How did we try? Be at this party. Come watch me perform. Drink with me. When was the last time we actually looked at one of these people and wondered truthfully what about their lives, about their well-being? Not just about, are they having fun? Are they drunk? Are they eating? Are they in love? But are they well? When was the last time we had a conversation with anybody that mattered?
Oh, that's not what matters. I fought so hard, these blood and sweat and tears to get to this. This was the point. It had to have been the point.
We're good at what we do, but we've left everybody behind. We have nothing left but gambling. Why do you think that we only feel alive when everyone's watching us or when there's a lot riding on the line? Because that's our last tether of connection to people. There's nothing left. We've thrown it all away to get here. And now that we're here, well, we're here. Not exactly the prim peacock.
It's all shit, isn't it? We have nothing then.
There's nothing wrong with wanting what we wanted. We just threw everything else away on the way.
No one cared about me. Because I didn't care about them. I thought I'd be back by now. Maybe drank too much. Even if some accident happened, surely one of them would have sent for someone. Revived me. I thought this was different.
Fans aren't friends.
I suppose not. And Kieran stands up and tries to, as he walks back very slowly, push these thoughts out of his mind, trying to kind of put on that performance kind of masks that he usually doesn't need to try very hard to do that, but this kind of feels like when you first started performing, almost that level of difficulty, and you can't shake this, and looks very visibly distracted, fucked up, as he walks back towards the rest of the party.
Pomegranate.
Just a slow nod and holds out a hand.
Darwin tries to flick a playing card over to him. It just says, "Welcome to thee," and it's the ace of clubs.
Catches it instinctually. Looks at it. The faintest of smiles before it disappears again, and takes the pomegranate. Takes a big bite out of it. And just slowly chews.
Johann rises to his feet, dusts off some wood shavings. Come then. No time to dally. And he makes to lead all of you away from the Grove of Atonement. And we'll find out what else awaits our heroes in the Sunless Crossing when we return from a short break. Don't go anywhere, folks. The Black Ballad will be right back.
masterful blending of story and music, The Black Ballad is an epic tale for tabletop role-playing games, centered around the minders of the divine, clerics. For this new adventure begins where yours ends, the perfect tale to weave at your table after characters fall to sword or dragon's fire. Explore the setting of the Sunless Crossing in the city of Nox Valar, a plane of divine purpose, a resting place for the souls of the dead as they are sorted into their final destinations. Now a nexus point for a calamity that will shake the divine order and the very cosmos itself. Is your table prepared to deal with the holy wars of the material plane as this bloodshed and brutality invades the sanctity of the afterlife? Can you find purpose in the divine cycle of violence and resurrection? Are you prepared to fight a god over your convictions? We shall see. Embrace your destiny in the Black Ballad.
Welcome back to the Sunless Crossing, and welcome back to the Black Ballad. Tormented by Gnomes, your game master and host, joined by the impeccable Becca Godsey, Crowan, Leg Day, and Lemon Kiwi. When last we left our heroes, everybody was dead in purgatory, like you do. They had just undergone a ritual of atonement as they confronted their unsullied versions of themselves in the grove, and a very much quieter, less rambunctious group under the auspices of Johann Marrow, Shepherd of the Fields. They make their way to a place called the Junction. It is going to be a little bit of a walk. Time is wibbly-wobbly. And I want to give the party a brief moment to set the timbre, the tone, and any interactions that might occur along the way before you reach your destination.
Kieran's just a lot quieter than usual. Usually has some kind of comment to, spice things up some way, but is like almost searching for like what to say, but doesn't land on anything.
We'll stare at him awkwardly and is slightly thinks it's funny that for once Kieran isn't like roasting everybody, and looks down at his cards and looks back at him and knows everyone's in a solemn kind of mood, but says, "Do you know any magic tricks?"
Quite a few. Yes.
What's your coolest one? Don't kill me.
Oh, but that was the coolest one. Are you sure?
That is not cool.
I mean, we have different definitions of what cool
We did
is.
some wibbly wobbly door shit when we ran away from that tornado.
Yeah.
Well,
Show us
that-
some more of those non-lethal ones.
That was simple. Okay, Sure, alright. This one I love when I think we already gone through this part back there at the pools, but usually, if we want to get real with some friends, we'll do one of these. And he will take his deck of cards and throw about 10 or 11 of them into the air, and they'll start forming almost like a card house as he'll cast Zone of Truth. And as he does this, it will the card house will kind of grow into a sphere, and the cards will mold to kind of fit that shape, as it aesthetically looks kind of like an ethereal, ephemeral kind of card house.
At parties, they call this spell Never Have I Ever.
So are we affected by a zone of truth?
If you could choose for a save, I think. Put the spell on the thing.
Yeah, make a charisma saving throw. DC 18. On a failure, you don't have to speak the truth, but you can't speak any lies.
Ooh.
I'll choose to fail it. I'm too depressed to care.
And then You're gonna say, well, this one, unless you're really strong of will, must tell the truth. How was that back there for you all? Really?
Perfectly fine. Couldn't feel better.
And just slow nods at that. Gestures
Yeah.
towards Garnet.
Yeah, that really sucks. I kind of understand why I'm dead. That's awful. I can't imagine why. I can't imagine quite a few ways why someone would kill you. It just looks like Kieran. Oh, I definitely would be one of them if we ever met.
Kieran
I
slaps
won't mind
with
that. Yeah, I'll murder you too if you'd like.
The feeling is mutual, of course, darlings.
Sounds like you made a lot of friends in your lifetime.
Too few, apparently.
What are friends for, anyway? They take effort and time.
That they do. That they do. Darwin?
I'm wondering if I'm lucky I made it here instead of next stop along.
You can't skip steps. You're no skipping stone.
True.
You're meant to be here. And unfortunately, apparently with the rest of us, so we have to suffer through with you continually calling me Devil Lady. By the way, again, for the 100th time, it's Sevilla, in case you've forgotten while you were in there.
Mr. Skullsir, are we going to see people that are dead here? Maybe people we have encountered, killed? Maybe?
Well,
I hope
kind of
not.
depends on the timing. You know, did you kill him recently?
Yes! Oh!
Damn, girl!
Wait, you didn't murder anyone here yet, though, right?
I just got here.
Okay, good.
That didn't answer the question, honestly. That was a very deflective sentiment there. I wouldn't just be satisfied with that one.
Well, I mean, if you have, then we're probably going to run into them right up there. And he points. There's a 6-story wooden log lodge rising up over the prairie lands. The wooden logs are stained a deep, rich shade of brown. White smoke drifts upward from a twin pair of cobblestone chimneys. The chimneys have ledges built into them that seem entirely superfluous.
Jimmy,
good.
Christmas, I'd like to meet that carpenter.
Good, we're here. This is the junction. Come on in. The door opens into a spacious great room. A blaze crackles in the 2-story tall fireplace that feeds the cobblestone chimneys. There's thick, shaggy carpets draped on the floor, and the walls are decorated with the bronzed skulls of hundreds of different species from across dozens of material planes. There are about 30 other dead souls milling around, all wearing simple robes. Johann pulls up a chair and takes a seat and bellies up to the bar. The person behind the bar, a human woman, looks different from everyone else in here. She looks very much alive. Wears an apron over a short-sleeved tunic. Her platinum white hair is tied up in a bun. She smiles. Her eyes are unnaturally green, and her dark brown arms are covered in runic tattoos of blue ink.
That's a witch.
You can't just go around calling people witches. What's their proof?
Sorceress, but anyways, she'll go up to the draft in the back and pour, here you go, and sets down a mug for each of you. Have a seat,
Yep.
belly up to the bar.
You really didn't have to tell me he was right.
I can drink, and just starts looking over the menu and whatever is available.
She pulled, this is my secret pomegranate ale. I brew it right here. How special. Enjoy.
Around then for us all.
Wards, this is Quella. She runs the place. Quella Pern. These are my wards. You all don't look too good. Try not to panic, but I think you might be dead.
Oh,
one.
hilarious. Tricky. Sorry.
Eh.
Yeah. Big gulps.
Johan,
the other two drinking and then finally feels comfortable. Like, all right.
Johan grabs a wooden bowl, and he grabs the mug and he pours it into his mouth, and it just pours down, and he catches it in the bowl.
Oh, if it's all on,
first?
this is on the house. Can we fill up the wine sack or two?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. And she'll actually throw out 3 empty ones.
She'll take him in the back. So, what brings you over? You're dead. I know.
Were we supposed to go somewhere else?
It's not up to me.
We're following Mr. Marrow here.
Yeah, he takes in a lot of the newbies. One of the best shepherds around these parts. You're too kind.
Did he bring in all of these ones?
Them? No, they just came in separate. They're all followers of the same god. The Marquis of the Final End. Yeah, they're just waiting for their chance to pass along to his realm. Stopping by the junction. You want something to eat? You don't have to, now that you're dead, but it can be comforting, and there's a bit of a journey ahead of you.
You guys got cows here.
She'll go to the back, and she's got glistening meats and cheeses and pastries, brings out a nice charcuterie board, slams it down in front of you. Go for it.
Question answered.
Is it just
Mind
like
if I do?
anything? Can I get a corn dog?
A what?
What?
Can I?
Yep,
Can I get a
Johan, have
corn
you heard of a
dog?
corn dog?
What do you mean you have the one thing? Come on, a corn dog. Everyone's heard of a corn dog.
There's a lot of different worlds, right? And they all run through this place, and not all of them have corn dog. But yeah, tell you
This
what.
guy asked for a cow, and you just went back and found something.
One of these meats
Surely.
might be cow.
Well, my cows are made of meat. I've never
I
seen a
could
dog
conjure
made
a
of corn.
dog. I can conjure a dog. I just don't know if
it's not
it'll
an
be
actual.
corn
I'm not
shaped.
eating a dog.
Is it like yellow?
Are you messing with me?
Like a
Are
yellow
you just,
dog?
like- it's not a yellow. Are you kidding? It's not a dog. It's just the name of it. Did I wrong you? Did I give you a sticky note?
Do you want a cow?
No, I don't want to. It's not. What am I gonna do with a whole cow? This
Yeah,
guy.
you should-
No,
You should try a dead cow.
this is not. This.
Look,
It's a piece of meat on a stick that's been deep fried.
oh, that we can do. And she'll head
You
it back
know what
into the
that
kitchen. Sorry, around here they're called the Golden Sword. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. It's a naming convention thing.
It is not a naming convention. I feel like you are absolutely lying to me. Is that zone of truth thing still going on? Is your magic trick still in place?
That was a bit back there. It did not follow us into this place, unfortunately. No one's heard of a corn dog. Is what it is.
You guys have regular dogs or?
Well, no, all dogs go to heaven, so they never pass through here.
Everyone knows that,
Mm.
obviously.
Well, that's good to know.
Of course. One universal truth.
The doors
Anybody
of
else
the
wanna-
lodge.
Corn dog or golden sword or whatever you called it.
Why not?
Why do you guys
You-
drink this shit? This tastes awful. And she's gesturing at the half drink ale. What's the point?
You don't drink for the taste, little girl.
Well, depending on the quality of it, you might. We can get
This is
both around
fine
here sometime.
quality. Look, apparently you come from one of those worlds where the drinking age is not like 14, 15. So you haven't developed the taste. It's completely fine. Don't worry about it. It's an acquired taste. Hopefully, no offense to you, hopefully you won't be around long enough to acquire said taste.
Fuck you too.
No, I mean somebody maybe you'll get resurrected and they'll call you back to whatever you were doing before, or you'll finish up your business in from whatever you got left over from life and make your way along. It's not a happy thing to
Watch the
spend too long
language,
here.
you see.
She's like finishing her first drink. Wait, I feel a lot better. Now I understand.
And as she sets another mug down in front of you, the doors of the lodge burst open with a thunderous bang, and all the souls who are in their tunics and such cry out in fear and huddle together. A hulking, pale gray gargoyle appears in the doorway. His chiseled physique bears a half dozen bleeding wounds. Quella shouts, "Narok, where's Vika?"
Vika, gone to help. I'm dead.
horde. And he hits the ground.
Oh, come on. And I will go over and try to pick him up a little bit and drag him to a chair. I'll even cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right, go ahead and drop that spell, which is good because we're talking, I think, must weigh nearly
How
half a ton. 9 points of health. And as you go up to the doorway, behind him, a throng of figures shambles through the tall grass. While they may once have been living, breathing humanoids, that was long ago. The lack of skin on these creatures exposes rotting muscles, viscera, crimson-tinted blood. Crimson-tinted bone. Blood, not bone, drips from long-clawed hands. That'd be weird. As they stare blankly through eyeless sockets in your direction. Well, newcomers, says Quell behind the bar, I hope you're as dangerous as you look.
Thanks.
What? And can I, for a brief moment, check if this guy has any gold in his pockets?
Roll a sleight of hand for me.
I will. Sorry to be a little bit of a goblin here. How's an 18?
Ooh, no, not at the moment, no.
Dang it! Are you kidding me? Nothing! And I kind of just drop him back again and I go back over to the bar.
You saved my ow. The throng
Darwin,
of undead approach the junction. What were you about to say?
Darwin kicks back his duster and looks over to our skeleton guide. Mr. Johan, can you assure me with 100% certainty that those are not good fellas?
Nope. That's not supposed to happen.
That's very reassuring. Thank you. And he slowly stands up. Am I gonna have to kill all these alone?
I'll help you. Fine. But I'm not standing at the front.
Oh, me. And runs out. I'll do it.
Wales. Suppose I'll accompany as well.
All right.
Darwin rushes out after Garnet to try and make sure that he is the vanguard.
All right. As you rush out, who else is going? Is everybody going?
Yep.
Cool. Bear with me just one moment, as there is a crowd of 15 of these creatures lumbering towards you. As you pass through the doors, Quella makes a series of arcane gestures and raises a wall of emerald shimmering force. That won't hold him for long. I'll call for help. You go ahead.
We are the help. She's very confident, just running over. We're the help.
Oh, hold on. I'd like to grab Garnet by the scuff of her neck. Don't run too far out there.
Okay.
All right. And I would like each of you to roll for initiative, please.
Yay!
Oh,
We have a token click?
Nope, we're doing this super theater of the mind. So I will handle this manually. Nobody will get yelled at for not.
Who got the nat 1? Kieran!
Let's go. There's too much on his mind.
Still drinking at the bar, I see.
Yeah, he's staring into the cups like, oh, okay, I guess I'll come along.
All right. Well, even with a natural 20, you still don't go first, Garnet. Our gunslinger is first up. But let's see where our bleeding whites will end up.
Plus 10 initiative?
10 initiative.
He's a
you're correct.
gunslinger. He's all about
your
that.
proficiency to your initiative.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Oh.
All right. And I got a 14.
Yeah.
As you head out the doors of the saloon, what are you going to do, my friend?
Darwin walks out with a hand on the rightmost of the. They're actually both in a stack of holsters rather than one on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Rightmost, he draws out. I haven't used you properly for a while. Let's see if you still got it in you. He raises up this very carefully manufactured firearm, stares down the sights until 3 of the zombies are in a row, and then I attempt to do a piercing shot.
Ooh, how does that work?
I roll against the first one to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can do some damage. Ooh, nice.
All right. Yeah, a 25, that's going to hit one of them. For sure. Easy.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit. They're wearing plate mail.
Okay. So it passes through one and then smacks off the plate mail of another. Oh, dear.
And how much damage?
It does do...
Your character sheet probably isn't set up to auto roll damage, which is what you're going to want to change when we move back around.
Right. So roll 1d10 plus 5. Ooh, 15.
Okay. Nicely done.
Oh, no matter. I still got more in me. And then he lets off another 2 towards that same one that was damaged.
All right. A 19 is a hit. A 16 is not.
I will now find the option that lets me do my thing.
Okay. So you shoot that one for 26 points of damage. Blam! Blam! As both shots dig into it, piercing through the plate mail. Blood drips in every single direction. It doesn't seem particularly slowed down, however.
Huh?
They're tough. This is a level 15 game. You think 26 points of damage is going to down them?
Yes.
They usually fall over from there.
Is that it for you?
It is... Oh, also he's going to flap his wings and essentially be prepared to take off, but
Cool.
not take off.
Garnet, it's your turn.
Oh God! I was at the Leroy Jenkins until you said he wasn't bloodied.
Nope.
Well, we've already committed to the Leroy Jenkins, so is running super excited into the middle of them, and then we'll reach down and rip apart what feels like her form as she casts polymorph.
Oh.
And will turn herself. I'm thinking a T-Rex.
Naturally, as one does in a bar.
You are now a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know if you fully read the way that the spell works.
No.
Because your mental stats are replaced by those of the T-Rex. Which means... All right, it is your action to turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Doing the roar from Jurassic Park, however, is a free action.
As she will bite, bite the first motherfucker that we see.
Okay. Do you want it to be the same one that got shot or a different target?
Yes.
Okay. Go. I've given you control of the Tyrannosaurus Rex character sheet. Go and shift double click on it, and then you can use it.
Sick. Shift clicking. Bite. Bite. Bite.
A 29 hits.
And I will multi-attack, and I will tail whip the bitch next to him.
Okay. Whack. So you turn into a freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you reach down and you chomp one of these bleeding whites, and it is now grappled inside your mouth, and you can just keep chewing on it. However, it's covered, it's slick with caustic blood. Your Tyrannosaurus Rex body takes 9 points of poison damage upon contact. Oh. And again for hitting the other one.
Oh!
That said, the one you just munched on is already bloodied. This thing tastes terrible. It tastes awful, and it's burning your mouth. Maybe if you eat it more, it'll taste better.
Oh, thanks.
Develop a taste for it.
That'll be the turn.
Okay. It is now the Bleeding Whites and their turn. They are going to swarm forward. If they, you know what, they were going to attack the magical barrier to break through and slaughter everyone inside, but there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so a lot of them are going to go deal with that. 6 of them in full all attack the Tyrannosaurus Rex, while the other 6 make sort of swarm around it, moving up towards the door of the building. You can use your reaction to tail thwack one of them if you want.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I've never been a dinosaur my whole life. What do I fucking do?
Neither have I.
Yeah. Turns out to be a rather new experience.
I know,
So
right?
relatable.
That is a natural 1. Okay.
My tail. Also.
My
Because-
tail.
Because that was a natural 1, you fail to hit, but you still take the caustic blood damage. Sort of just splattering through all of them. You take 3 points of poison damage from contact. The Bleeding Whites descend upon you. One of them is stuck inside your mouth, and it's going to use its action to try to escape. That's a DC 17. I got a 15. It's just flailing around and kicking it from inside your jaw. 5 of them.
Moment.
5 of them are going to attack you with their claws. They each make 2 claw attacks.
It keeps going.
Yep. Well, that's 5 of them are all attacking you. All right. What's the armor class on Tyrannosaurus Rex? 13.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
You'll
Okay.
be fine.
So that's going to be 12 points of damage from the first 13 slash 21 points of damage, 31 points of damage as the poison eats into your very flesh. 43 points of damage. A lot of math. 60 something. 62 points of damage. Plus another 20. That's 82 points of damage. Plus another 18. That's 98. That one missed, by the way. Just missed. 98 plus 12 is 110 is 115. One last hit for 29 points of damage is 144 as they tear the Tyrannosaurus Rex to shreds.
Got it.
My money.
My dino.
You are no longer a dinosaur, and you take 30 points of damage from the leftovers as they are no longer... Actually, what's your armor class when you're not a dinosaur?
11. 12,
Okay, yeah, they hit the crap out of you. They hit the crap out of you. But it isn't until that last hit that they actually... Oh, no. It's this one right here. So, as the last one strikes you with both claws, it reaches out and grapples you. You are now grappled. You were the grappler, now you are the grapplee. Are all 3 of the remainder of you outside the... Did all 3 of you go outside?
Yeah.
Great.
Sending him a doorway.
I'm gonna make this easy. There's 6 of them. There's 3 of you. Each of you enjoy 2 attacks. All right. Becca,
Should have healed us before this. Sorry, guys.
you're our first customer.
I love it. Here I am. Bring me up.
It reaches out with a 10 and a 9. Yeah. Caustic blood dripping from every corner of its flesh, and it just gets you a little messy, but completely fails to do any actual damage. Groen, this one lumbers towards you. Claw and a claw. What's your armor class?
14.
All right. The first one hits you for 8 slashing and 16 poison. That's a total of 24 points of damage. And it grapples you. However, it immediately rolls a natural 1. So as it goes to hit you with the other one, it just slips, botches it entirely, and loses the grapple. Last but not least, our gunslinger. The Bleeding Whites are going to reach forward. Slash with your armor class.
17.
Okay. You manage to duck, dodge, and weave out of all of that aggro.
Don't need to be faster than that.
Crowan, it is your turn.
All right. Karen will kind of stumble back after these hits, put one set of cards back away in his pockets and pull out another set of cards, and draws one, looks at it. It's like, I agree. And in terms of getting things in a cone, how many creatures could he hit if it's a 60-foot cone?
You could easily hit all of the ones that are attacking Garnet, but Garnet will be in that. You could easily hit up to 4 of the ones attacking you. You could hit all 6 of the ones attacking you, but you're going to get 1 friendly in the AoE.
All right, goal is to get no friendlies so I can hit 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll draw 4 cards out of this deck and throw them out in a line, each one happening to be a different element. Well, hopefully we'll see, as we'll cast Prismatic Spray as the cards grow in size, and then each send out a element in that cone.
Oh, this spell is so cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of text.
All right, it's fine. So you hit 4 targets. Roll 1d8 for the first one.
Yes. And I guess they all have to dex save.
I prefer that card trick.
That is fire, so the first one is...
All right, 10d6 fire damage. Roll it.
36 points of fire damage.
I
the
saved,
first
so I take
time.
half, right?
Yes.
Cool. Roll 1d8 for the next one.
6, which is...
Indigo. Oh, you're going to turn it into stone.
It's restrained. Yeah, it's restrained, I guess.
So it has to make a dexterity saving throw. If it fails, it is restrained, and it starts
Yes.
turning into stone.
There we
That is
go.
a natural 1. Not only... Yeah, okay, so it fails, and it fails its second saving throw automatically.
Nice.
So let's see. So it has 1 failure on that. Roll a
All
d8
right.
for the next target.
Indigo again.
Sucks to suck. That's a success.
Ooh,
Dodged.
save.
Last but
All
not
right.
least,
More fire.
fire. Yeah, roll that 10d6. I failed this time.
All right,
36
good.
points
Oh,
of damage.
36.
Not enough to bloody it, but definitely a series of blasts. Is that it for you?
Actually, with the last card, I think there'd be more elements, but there's not. One of the cards will kind of shoot out and slip into Darwin's pockets, as that is a bit of bardic inspiration that will pop out whenever he needs it. It's
ace
a
in the hole.
D12. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big inspiration.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last but not least, our cleric. What's it gonna be?
How are you all feeling? Who's looking ugly?
Ugly
Sounds
or
to be in big
hurt?
It's a very
trouble.
personal question.
Who has the greatest need, or is everybody needing a little something?
Garnet's about to get fucked on, I believe. Is the
I don't even know what my
Regular
HP
trade.
is.
Okay, we'll start with you. Kind of seeing your dinosaur fall in this massive, almost carnivorous looking kind of attack of sorts. I will cast Healing Word on you, hoping that you will not die. But we're only doing it at a minor level, which I'm regretting now, which is 11 points. How did I roll 2 ones?
Damn.
Okay.
How much damage did you say Garnet took after the T-Rex? So you said it was like around 30? You're
Yeah.
muted.
Oh, yeah. XP.
Plus
and
1 XP
healing
for everybody. It was 30 points, and your max is what, 150?
Yeah, I'm guessing I took 10 points, around 10 points for the tornado stuff. So I was at 140, and now I dropped about 30, so let's say around 110.
There you go.
So back to 121.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. Yes.
What else you
bit,
got?
A little bit of something. All right. In that moment, worried that she's going to lose her money, she will just start kind of clanging her giant mace against, I would imagine like this tavern of sorts has a hanging sign, and I'd like to just try to hit against it to get everyone's attention. Come on over here! It's very dumb for a cleric to say.
Okay, we're gonna call that, what do you want to say, like a intimidation check?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, she's gonna put on her angriest face. Those eyebrows narrowed, just real intense as we go for that. Good thing my intimidation's +0. So that gives me a 5 in intimidation. Over here! She's like half the time hitting the sign. Like she can't even hit something that's tied to a pole. That's great.
Okay. Black lightning screams across the sky, striking the ground in front of the junction in an eruption of black and violet energy. Emerging from the explosion, a host of new figures appear. A human woman clothed in black with rust-colored hair tied in a braided bun steps into view first. Her eyes blaze with white power as she unleashes a wave of blinding radiant energy, instantly vaporizing some of the whites. With an earth-shaking roar, a gargoyle hewn from jadestone bursts forth from behind her, carried by a pair of long, powerful wings. He soars toward the nearest two whites, threading between them as the sharpened edges of his wings cleanly slice the top halves of their heads off. A dozen warriors follow, clad in plate armor painted matte white with razor edges at the elbows, knees, and shoulder pauldrons. Their helms are all fashioned to resemble animal skulls, ravens, elk, bulls, and rams. Their weapons are all sculpted from a glossy black metal. They waste no time wading into the fray, cutting down whites left and right, reinforcing your position. Now, if we had more time, we'd play a couple more rounds of combat and let that settle out, but for the time being, we're going to go ahead and splatter these nerds.
Yeah, thanks for coming as I called for you.
Oh, feels just like the old times. Do I have the restrained one on my side?
Yeah, it's slowly, like, it just turns into stone before they get there.
Attacks and restrained ones are auto crits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Wait, is it my turn now, or did we call combat for these guys?
This combat's over, but you can finish people off however you want because you're extremely cool and this is all very metal. Let's do one round of finishing blows.
Alright. Darwin levels his Old Testament against the Temple of the Restrained Ones. Power of Christ compels you. And I use my sharpshooter feat to do an extra 10 damage on top of the crit and basically just blow the skull off of that one. And then fan the hammers on the last two bullets for the one next to the restrained bad boy.
Right click Randy, strikes again. Any other finishing moves, team?
Yes.
And so we have more combat coming.
That's right. Just in a tornado, because we just get to flavor this, right? In a wild moment, seeing half of them losing their heads, some of them turn to stone. Sevilla will go wild with her mace, just running through, hitting every single thing. Like if you were running down like a store, it's just like putting your hands on all the shelves and like sliding them all off. And she's just running back and forth, like knocking and shattering all of it, stabbing into them with the blunt end of the mace. It's perfect. She looks maniacal in this moment. Before, she looked reserved, held back, cold, but in this moment, her eyes are wild. She lets loose this horrendous, just ridiculous laughter as you go through and you think like, is this kind of woman okay? And she smashes everything until she gets through as many as she can.
Good mother of man.
Rowan, what's your finish?
Kieran kind of smiles in the background as he sees this scene, but just a few moments before, he had kind of, I suppose, thematically inspired them through cards kind of their way, encircling them, kind of aiding in those magics, and perhaps aiding in that going as well as it did, maybe making them a bit luckier as the cards follow them.
Garnet.
Oh.
Aside from not dying, do you have a finishing move?
We just, me and whoever's grappling me probably both look at each other as we look at the crazy woman screeching and killing everything as he, let's say for ending purposes, is gonna ungrapple me and maybe try to run. And I'll say, I'm gonna depart too as I cast invisibility on myself and scurry out of the battle.
Finish him!
Peace out. I've done all that I can do.
My work here is done. All right. Seeing this display of valor and violence, the two figures leading these bone-clad warriors, an enormous jade gargoyle and the woman with the burning white eyes and the red hair, will approach you. And the woman says to you, "Thank you for your efforts in fending off this threat." The gargoyle...
I accept coin.
You comported yourself with honor, and before he can finish this thought, he was probably talking to the gunslinger, let's be honest. Before he can finish this thought, A terrible rending sound, like dozens of canvas sheets being violently ripped apart, echoes through the fields. All around you, cracks of darkness form across the ground, and through the air itself as if something is tearing apart the very fabric of reality. Garnet, you can't say all this looks too unfamiliar. Black shadows pour forth like liquid, and before you can even begin to process the sight, dozens of creatures begin to crawl through. Crimson veins pulse under sickly gray skin, stretched taut over long, gangly limbs, ending in oversized claw hands and feet. A vertical seam appears running up the center of their headless torsos and splits open, turning the creature's entire mass into a gaping maw of wicked teeth. With their long, prehensile tongues hanging so low that they drag along the ground, they let out an ear-splitting shriek and attack.
I guess that thing isn't with you.
Oh, do I have to go dino mode again?
Round 2, fight.
Can we get some shots out here? Please
And
don't
I'm
say
just
have
gonna-
tequila.
Initiative. Do we get that popping?
We already have initiative popping. Why bother? I'm just gonna roll the Void Ravagers in now.
Oh, cool.
What?
Void Ravagers. That's an adorable name.
Uh-huh.
They sound very cuddly.
They are. They're super friendly. Nothing from the Void ever caused any sort of trouble whatsoever, right?
Smile.
In a small moment of fear, Sevilla will drop her mace. Just like stop in the middle of the swinging around and just freezes and the mace falls to the ground.
Okay. I almost said Athalor. Leg day. You are up. What do you do?
Is there one that looks like a primary baddie?
Nope. And as you look at them, and the fighting is chaotic as they just appear from everywhere, and these bone-clad guards are under attack, fending them off. But you see these creatures and their huge maws at the top of where their heads should be. They're closing in around their foes, but some of them aren't even doing that. Some of them are just devouring the ground itself or trying to chew apart parts of the inn, just consuming matter in their flavoring jaws.
Darwin knocks out the magazine of the pepper box and starts loading it up again with a rapid reload burst. Okay, anyone got any idea? Or am I just gonna shoot him again?
Shoot him! Shoot him! With the gun!
I want to go home. Just starts tapping her heels. There's no place like the void. There's no place like the void.
The Void is no place, so that technically checks out.
Well, I'm already dead. How bad could it go? Finishes the reload and lets off another trio of shots towards the closest one. Each of these is going to get -5 as a modifier, but plus 10 damage if they hit.
Ooh, neat.
The sharpshooter feat. Hooray! Oh, I don't know why that's disadvantage. Take the first one for each.
Okay. So that's a 19 on the first one, and a 23, and a 26. So even at -5, all of these hit. So you just unload on the first one, and you said plus 10 damage each?
Oh yeah, sharpshooter is very nice.
Okay, so that's with 3 shots. That should have been 25, but instead it's 55. Do they have anything about them? No? Nope. Okay, no, you just blow this thing away. Completely blasting it into shreds of weird crimson. Blah. It explodes in a fountain of additional. Blah.
Good news, chums. They appear to be killable. Get in there.
Oh, and it's their turn to get in there. Garnet, are you still invisible?
Yeah.
Not the worst move in the world.
Yay.
Did they hear her talking?
They do hear her talking,
Yes.
and she hears them talking as well. Everyone else just hears. You recognize that language, Garnet. They swarm around the godless monarchs who have arrived to the battle to assist, and they engage the Nixian guard in combat. As, let's see, how many left do I have? There's 3 visible targets, and I happen to have 8 of these left. So You just killed one of yours. So we're going to have 3 attack everybody except Leg Day, who only has 2 left on him. Becca, the Void Ravagers approach you with their tongues just... And 3 of them are going to go after you. That is a natural 20. That is, in fact, a natural 20.
As it turns out, that will hit. Surprise.
45 hit.
Turns out that's my weak number. Got it.
Darn. That's going to be 13. That's going to be 22 points of damage. As not only does it pierce into your flesh, or attempt to, but it's covered with acid that just starts dissolving reality itself everywhere it goes, which, as it turns out, hurts.
Yeah, I'm also not invincible to acid.
You are not
Noted
immune to
for my next
propaganda.
character. Yeah.
The other 2, does an 18 hit you?
18 does hit.
A 17. A 17. I lied.
17 does hit.
Okay.
The answer
All right.
does not change.
Another 28 points of damage.
We're fine.
Crowan, 3 of them approach you.
Yeah.
Their mouths just gasp. Some of them are eating the air itself, devouring the fabric of reality as they go. I'm guessing the 20 hits and the 12 is miss, right?
Yep.
The only person here with an armor class that bad is the 15-year-old student.
Fuck you.
That is going to be 11 points of damage, 10 piercing and 1 acid.
Okay, better than expected.
Finally, Mr. Gunslinger. I'm guessing the 18 does maybe hit?
Yeah, but what the 18 does.
Okay, 14 points of damage total, 9 piercing, 5 acid.
Gotcha. Ah, little buggers.
And Garnet, it's your turn.
How many people can I hit in a 30-foot cube?
In the 30-foot cube, let's see, that would be 6 by 6, which is, we'll say you can get 9.
Okay.
However, you're
Time
gonna
to-
catch somebody in it.
Who?
One of these, I mean, because they're all in melee, right? So they're all meleeing people. If you want to avoid catching someone in it, you can get 6 of them.
How's everyone's intelligence scores?
Low.
Who's feeling smart?
I got a +3. I don't know if that's really good.
+2.
0.
Clerics are
Welcome
pretty
to the
smart.
dumbest party online.
Dumbest party.
Me brain.
Garnet's got a 20 intelligence, and she's like, all right, class, what are we doing today? No one, just me? All right.
So who's in the box if it's 9?
If it's 9, well, you got to pick one of your allies.
I don't have great
Damn.
health, heads up. Yeah.
Damn, Kieran, the way you just walked away when I was in the tornado. Damn.
Damn. This is the consequences of my own actions.
All good. We'll snap you out of it, buddy. As I cast Glimpse of the Void.
Uh-oh.
30-foot cube. So, intelligence saving throw.
What happens? What is this spell like for everybody who's nearby? Also, unless you have improved invisibility, you are now visible.
Hi, surprise! Time to party! And we'll drop the this. I don't know what this spell would really look like, but and I say time to party as it comes out in void speech.
We like to party. We like to party.
Yes, like that. The words kind of rip through people's ears and make them start bleeding, as it will kind of rattle your brain a bit and almost drive you crazy as it just repeats and repeats. We like to party. We like to party. We like to party. And you just like can't stop hearing it and you go fucking crazy.
That sounds about right.
All right, so 2 things. First off, one of my monsters succeeded on its save. Our poor boy here, Crowan, also did not succeed on his save, right? Hold it.
Would
Oh.
now like to do some College of Chance card where I can roll a Bardic Inspiration die. If the number is even, I get to add it, but if it's odd, I subtract it.
Ooh, Gamba.
Oh,
Gamba,
Oh.
Risk Taker, College of Chance Bard. D12? 4, so I add it, but it's still not enough.
All right. Garnet opens your mind to the glories of non-existence. You come to terms not merely with the possibility of your own mortality, but with non-consciousness, the incomprehensible. You are, as long as she concentrates on it, you do nothing other than shriek, wail, gibber, and babble unintelligibly.
Oh.
So,
Magic twig. Wow.
He's like trying to do card tricks to himself. It's like, it's just throwing cards around.
all right.
Apparently.
So, Garnet, Lemon Kiwi unleashes this spell that confronts all of these things with a glimpse of the actual chaos of the void, instantaneously driving her friend or party member, who she chose to include in the area of effect. This is worse than an existential crisis. That being said, remember how these things are called void ravagers, Garnet? Their minds are beyond mortal comprehension. Every time they make a saving throw, an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throw, the creature that forces them to make that save takes 2d6 psychic damage. So how many of them did you catch in the area of effect of this again? 9?
So for real. What?
All right, so that's going to be a
Dang it.
casual 55 points of psychic damage.
Oh no!
When you stare into the void also stares into you. Are you looking for no use?
I'm cooking. If you need to handle something, go ahead.
All right, well, anyways, you successfully drive 8 of them just absolutely out of their minds, which is every single one that your allies are fighting, leaving only the Void Ravagers locked in battle with the Godless Monarchs sentient. Also, your friend has lost his mind. Colleague,
My bad.
co-worker,
I
associate.
believed in you for that save.
Go ahead and enjoy those 55 points of psychic damage while you try to figure out if you could not do that. And Crowan, we're going to go ahead and go over to you. On your turn, you gibber, wail, shriek, babble unintelligibly. Which of those would you like to do? Shriek, wail, gibber, or babble?
We'll babble. We'll do a little babbling.
Okay.
We babbling.
We're babbling. We're throwing cards around.
It's adorable. Whee! 52 pickup.
The spaghetti leaking out of his pocket. Okay. Well, as somebody who has not seen the horrors of Oblivion, what would you like to do on your turn, Becca?
I was going to do it at the 3rd level, but after this, let's go to the 5th level, Prayer of Healing. Yeah. So I'm going to choose all of my teammates since I get to get up to 6. And we're going to do some extra healing for everybody here because I think everyone could use some before we hop into this. Please
Maybe a
roll
little
high
bit,
numbers
yeah.
this time. 36 points of healing across the board to everyone.
There you go.
And celebration all around. And then she quickly takes a shot of tequila. This ain't our last show, and I haven't gotten paid, so get your asses up.
Amen.
Amen. Whatever that means. She doesn't know that religion.
Leg day. It is your turn. Our tiefling gunslinger rides again. What's it going to be? There's 2 of them confronting you, and they've both just...
All right. Then, do I get advantage on shots while they're babbling, or
No, they
or is
just
it
don't take
them?
any actions.
Oh, fair
They're-
enough. In
I
which
think they're
case,
effectively incapacitated, which doesn't give it like any sort of combat advantage aside from they can't do stuff.
Okay, in which case, Darwin's gonna flap his wings, where noticing that they can't attack him as he takes off and gets high ground over them, and then anime style blasts downwards from on high. The avenging Icarus, laying in a couple of these shots.
Take advantage on these. You have the high ground.
Oh, true. We do have the high ground. I'm gonna roll again normally for the advantage on the first one. It's a 20. And since these have advantage, the next 2, I'm going to use the sharpshooter feat. So -5, but plus 10 damage if they hit. Which I believe they do.
Die. All right, so that's 12 plus 23 is 35 plus 20 is 55. And you shoot this thing back into non-existence where it belongs. You only have 1 of them left on you.
I'm thinning the old herd over here.
I calling back to our thing. So I'm taking 55 initially, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the spell says they have to keep re-rolling it.
Nope. They're just
Okay.
screwed. Though, you do have to roll, it's a concentration spell, so you are going to have to roll a constitution saving throw to maintain the spell.
Even if I'm not damaged?
You did take damage. You took 55 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Constitution save and throw. Well, listen
9.
here, but we got some things to cook up first. We'll use a little lucky die. Let's try that.
Incorrect.
What's a pass? Okay, we got some more stuff.
Inspiration. Use it, Lemon.
Is there a oh yeah.
Yeah, you rated earlier. You can have rate inspiration. That's fine. A 24. Ooh. Does that actually save?
What?
So
What?
Is it a higher level concentration?
here's the thing. Oh. So I think the way it works is you have to roll a save against either 10 or half the damage you took. Oh, if it's 8 different saving throws because it's one from each. Yeah, just keep making saving throws. But the DC, it's either one save that's like DC 28, no, 26, 27, or it's 8 saving throws that are, no, 9 saving throws that are lower than that. Screw it. Do you have any other nonsense for this? Do you have any other nonsense that you were going to put on this?
I mean, I could roll. I can roll through it. You want me to roll 9 more of these?
I want you to roll 8 more of these, but they're all DC 10.
1, 2,
Nice.
3,
Nice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Pop it off.
That's a true champion.
And then you heal back that.
Gonna pop a vein right there. Chill for a second.
All right. The Void Ravagers are all incapable of doing, the ones that are battling you are incapable of doing anything except babbling meaninglessly. Meanwhile, the Godless Monarchs and the Nixian Guard are turning the tide, though some of them are vanishing into the maws of these creatures, for never to be seen again. Garnet, it's your turn. What would you like to do? You're concentrating on the spell, but you can still cast non-concentration spells and cantrips.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll throw an arrow of dusk to someone who's looking spicy.
Cool. All of them are uninjured. Or dead.
Thanks for reminding us of that.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt. Hey, by the way, none of these are hurt.
You missed. Next.
Damn.
Next up is Crowan. What's it going to be?
Babble, babble.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yep.
Wait, am I able to use my action to snap him out of it? Or as a reaction bonus action?
The spell does not say that. And you're concentrating on continuing to make him look at the... You can either continue to concentrate on making him contemplate non-existence, or stop concentrating and they'll all be free.
It's okay. Just keep it going. We're just babbling.
I'm babbling out my mind over here.
Babble, babble, babble.
You're playing catch with like the other void spots.
Yeah.
All right. Becca, go ahead.
No. So they all look really good.
They're all completely healed, but they're also just...
Cool. Let's do this. Everyone's feeling fine now, right?
Babble,
I
babble.
should ask that guy. Are you fine, or do I need to do some more shit for you all?
Babble, babble, babble.
I'm feeling real good, just mighty scared.
Good, you all sound perfectly acceptable. Ignoring the babbling.
Babble, babble.
I am going to do guiding bolt on that which is closest to me.
Cool. Send it.
Cool. We do with a total of 21.
And yeah, that'll absolutely hit one of these things. They're
I
made out of
love
meat.
that.
17 radiant damage, and it's
Yes.
good. It hits.
I love that. Good,
Blam.
good.
Not enough to bloody it, but definitely enough to land a sizable blow. Anything else?
She is going to pick her mace back up again because she had dropped that on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is exactly going in how we planned. This is all right. And that would be our
Party. It's just
So-
making them like rave.
All right, so on that note, these things have no recourse against your spell. And I'm not going to sit here and play another 8 rounds of babble, fight, babble, fight, babble, fight. Y'all are 15th level characters. So you're going to be able to dispatch these things by blasting them, babbling at them, shooting them, smacking them with maces, so on and so forth. That Glimpse of the Void 8th level spell basically nuked the fight. That's just how that goes.
Yeah.
So
Cheesy.
it's like whole person, but worse. So you're able to. One more round of finishing moves, everybody. Let's start with Crowan. What's your awesome finishing move? Babble, babble, babble. Next.
Babble, babble,
babble. Becca, why don't you go?
Me?
Yeah, finishing moves.
I
The fight's
just
over.
went. Thanks. No, it's okay.
You're
I
welcome.
know I'm B starts Rebecca, but apparently that meant I have to go first for every little thing.
Yeah, but you're the grandmaster. You're good at these sorts of things. You're fine.
Okay. Just in a moment, feeling very angry and frightened, she casts Sacred Flame. But for whatever reason, because she's been so afraid and everyone was so hurt and she thought she's gonna come back with 0 money, which kind of sucks. It comes out as this fiery blast, much larger than she realizes, like a small explosion. Like if you're building a bomb and you're like, perfect, this is gonna have like a 20-foot range, and then it ends up having like an 80-foot range. You're like, this is terrible. I've made a big mistake. And as soon as she casts that Sacred Flame, this is a really bad idea. But fortunately, it goes all in the right direction, and it just eats them up, doing that radiant damage.
We'll do that shot that sometimes happens where they're like illuminated and you see their skulls and it's all bright white and you just see them their silhouette disintegrating. We'll do that one.
Perfect. And then the flickering of their eyes, they see her just like shocked, like, I did this?
Gaze upon the face of the destroyer.
Me? Perfect.
Leg day. How's the fight go down for you?
All right, that was mad. I'm gonna help out our friends over there, and flies on over to whoever this is. The
Ashlyn,
lady
one of the
surrounded
godless
by
monarchs. Mm-hmm.
and it's they're getting flanked as it's coming down from on top. Big flap of the wing to try and stagger back the 3 that are around her, and then simply empties the mag, all 6 bullets, 2 into each of these flanking void spawn around the godless monarch. I got you.
Oh yeah. Garnet,
I think
you already
I'll
nuked
just
the whole fight. What else do you do?
I just, as one's like babbling, I just take a Twilight Tendril and I just beat the crap out of it for so many turns, which probably takes a while because it's a shitty cantrip. So she's just beating this one babbling stupid idiot. She's like, and then proceeds to walk over calmly to the next one.
Next.
Takes a while.
All right. Well, having unleashed such formidable powers, you are able to stop the Void Ravagers that appeared from seemingly nowhere. And in the wake of the end of the battle, the Nixian guards seem to have taken some casualties. But overall, things have gone fine.
Can
As
you
the
stop
god-
babbling?
You can stop babbling. Well, that's not up to me. That's not my choice. Can you stop babbling?
Just walks over and just shakes him. You can stop being dumb. Wake up.
Hold
Snaps
on.
out of it.
I got something for this. And she'll throw a wine sack at your head.
Ow! What the? Candace Merrick's like, I thought you were a child. Are you not a child? What was that?
You
Don't
got
do
some
that again.
explaining to do, Missy.
You're the one goo-goo guying over here. Goo-goo gaga.
Because of you.
You were a baby.
You were terrifying.
And the T-Rex.
Oh, that didn't last as long as I wanted it to.
Okay, happens to many people.
Nice shots out there.
Picks up the wineskin, just starts downing it.
Did I
There was
give you
like the
a
empty
crisis?
wineskin.
Did I just put you through a crisis? I'm sorry.
Have some points of void corruption.
Something that. Yep. Oh boy, this is. Whew.
Yeah, Kieran, bring yourself back to it. Takes out one of the pepperbox bullets and kind of cracks open the top so that it's just the black powder and kind of wafts it underneath Kieran's nose.
He's like, whew, okay. All right, we're back. We're good. Everything's fine. Nothing went wrong at all within the past few hours. Everything's fine.
That one of your best songs, or?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, I totally didn't mean to hit you there.
Sure, I believe it. You earlier
It's a
said you
little-
would murder me if given the chance, and well, I see that you have tried. Whew.
Oh, we're all dead. So who cares, right? YOLO doesn't count here.
I don't know about that one. As Johan
Some
rolls
team
up.
encouragement. Where were you hiding in all of this?
Well, I mean, he gestures over at the jade gargoyle and the woman with the huge mace and the red hair. We had to call for backup. You know, something like this happens. An incursion on this scale shouldn't be happening. We called in for backup, but you look good out there. Great work. That was fantastic.
Is
I was
it,
going to write on a sticky note, Johan is useless, and hand it to him.
He
Give that
sticks
to
it
me next time.
He sticks it to his forehead.
I was safer in a high school than I was in your silly little underworld. Can I go back now?
That may be a problem with all these things going on. Tell you what. And the jade gargoyle and the woman with the red hair approach. And he says, "Are these the newest arrivals to the crossing?" Johan nods. "Oh yeah, we're lucky they got here when they did. They took care of this nice, fast and clean.
For a fee. For a fee.
For a fee!
Know your worth.
Yes, queen.
Get paid.
And that's gonna be all, folks. Good night. That's not the half of it. With all this excitement, my sovereign, I've been seeing strange things out in the Ashen Fields. They were there too. Shadow twisters went out of season. All these incursions, things that probably shouldn't be happening. A deafening crash of thunder rolls across the sky. Above you, the massive purple vortex turns dark. Streaks of blue lightning flash through the black and purple clouds, preceding another roll of thunder. As the clouds open up, and thousands upon thousands of bodies wreathed in golden flame rain down in a storm of souls upon the sunless crossing. That definitely should not be happening.
Ah, hell's bells.
And that is where our adventure ends.
Yay! We're still dead!
That's
We
chapter
didn't
1.
die!
You didn't die
didn't
again.
Did you a second time? We're still in death.
You're not super
Yeah.
dead.
Normal dead. Smile.
That is
At
chapter
least
1
we all
of the
made it
Black
out
Belt.
dead.
God damn it. But yeah, that's chapter 1. That's how the adventure opens. The rest of the adventure concerns why all these things are randomly happening, what's going on in the afterlife, and the fate of resurrection itself. I was spoiled by my cast tonight. I am so happy with all the people and having you at my table. That was a joy. That was a gem. Thank you so much for being here. I had a great time.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Gnome.
I want
usually-
more. Can we finish this? Like, I
Well-
want to keep playing. This was so good.
We'll see when the next chapter is available. It's on again. Go out there and back the Black Ballad right now by Storytellers Forge. They are a fantastic creator-forward group. I really like working with them. They write cool stuff, as you can see right now. So yeah, go ahead and help them. I think they've already blown past. It's already funded. They're in the nice stretch goals area now. So if you want to see how the rest of the story goes, go back them and support them right now.
Well, was the cult in the tavern part of the scene they gave?
Mhm.
I loved that touch. That was so good.
That was good. I actually really wish we had more time so we could have like this interesting little religion talk.
We could talk
And
about
it
this
was like,
spaghetti
"Well,
monster.
yeah, who are you here for?
If we had more time, we absolutely would have hung out longer in the tavern, which is where I was supposed to give you a short rest. No, I didn't. Sorry about that. I kind of forgot
No,
about
no,
that.
no. This was an amazing playground. Like all of these different locations, very diverse, very unique, prompted different aspects of our characters. Oh my gosh, this was leveled. I love it. Layers.
Yes.
And level 15.
And the metal music.
True. Music slaps.
I would play the whole, like, if I had the album, I don't think the album's out yet, I would have played that along. But please go follow our fantastic cast. Becca, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me here on Twitch at Caustic Phoenix. Or, if you want, you can also find me tomorrow, D20 Deathmatch. We have a wonderful PvP D&D show, but it's not like normal PvP because we're ridiculous and weird, and we have things like chinchillas run people over, or a spaceship of aliens come over and just amputate your arm and give you 4 extra arms instead, so now you can do extra attacks. We love to do wild and crazy things, so I hope that you get to come join us. We're 9 p.m. Eastern, so catch me there.
It's also Metal Ath. Rowan, where can the good people... No, you're over here. Where can the good people find you?
Where am I? I'm still babbling somewhere. Sure. Mine has been voided. But I'm not. Actually, maybe I'll be voided again. You can find me, obviously, like Lemon and Leg Day on Wednesdays, IAth Academy, here on this channel. But you could follow me on Twitter at Crowen, Khroen, Twitch as well, but I don't really do the stream much anymore. Maybe at some point. We'll see. That's me.
Mr. Day, where are you?
It's for clean tag on Twitter at Leg Day. It's so good. Aside from that, yes, Wednesday's here, and maybe as Overwatch Esports continues to spin on up, you might be able to see me and my voice accompanying some of that. Hopefully with Lemon at some point. We're all living the esports dream, and it's precarious, and you often roll nat ones when it comes to employment.
Pepe laugh. Hi. LemmyKiwi_ on Twitch, and I do the Casters and Castles thing on Wednesdays where I torment Crone's character the whole time. And Leg Day gets to be my friend sometimes there when he's not being sussy.
Make believe.
And... make believe friend. And yeah, esports is cool. A lot of Overwatch, TFT, Rocket League stuff. So catch me at LemmyKiwi_ on everything.
And I'm tormented by gnomes everywhere that you can find internet stuff. And of course, Casters and Castles. Big thanks to the Storytellers Forge. Please go check them out. Please go support the Black Ballad. From all of us here to all of you, stay cool. Or something.